All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Yo, Take This Podcast, episode 277. We got the homie, the international correspondent, Jay, better known to you guys as at Shanghai Soul.
What up, what up, what up? Thanks for having me back.
Hopefully this is all picking up and everything. You know, Jay is the family, obviously. Just a disclaimer to everybody. I got my booster. I feel extremely weird. I do not feel good. I got this joint on Saturday, and I feel out of control. I mean, I'm talking like, my head is, I'm wearing sunglasses in the studio. Like, my head hurts so bad, I can't look at these studio lights. And so just in case, you know, I got no time for you internet weirdos. Yes, I look crazy right now in the studio, but I feel awful, all right? So y'all can call this...
I got to ask, does this feel worse than when you got COVID?
I'm going to be honest with you. It's really hard to say. Like, COVID scared me because, like, it started out as like, oh, my sinuses are weird, you know, and then it was just, I'm really sleepy. But this is like the same thing, but my neck and my head, I got this crazy headache. Behind my eyes feels crazy. No joke, only the right half of my skull hurts. I mean, I can't even describe this feeling. I mean, I've already been to sleep 3 times today. So, I mean, I have to like literally, you know, we got Google Home stuff in the house. So I literally just yell, hey, Google, set an alarm for 20 minutes just so I don't be late to nothing. Like, I'm a mess. So look, all you internet weirdos that like to talk, if you don't like that my energy is low, or you don't like that I got sunglasses on or something weird, you can go up to the left, hit file, close program, or go to the right, hit the X. So, like, I don't got time for all this weird stuff. You know? Like, I feel crazy. You know? This is flu game. You know? This is
yes.
This is vaccine game.
Oh, and then George shows up out of nowhere.
Fashionably late in loser gear. Where Raiders gear.
Y'all started it like it was a work meeting. Like,
well, he have to because he's at school. He's teaching. He got kids to take care of.
United States of America.
Those are our future.
Not our future.
Facts.
They are future too because we need them too. All right, so Jay, you got any pickups? Anything? I know there's a few things that we're going to talk about, so we're going to try to fit in as much as possible. I know sports is at the end, and obviously if you don't want to stay on for sports, that's cool. But, you know, we got a few topics today, actually.
Yeah, we got a few, man. It's been so long since you guys had me on. I was like, I keep telling people, like, people have been messaging me, being like, yo, how come you ain't on the pod anymore? Like, are you guys okay? Are you guys still friends? I said, yeah, I'm about to report y'all to AAPI. Real quick,
man, that's a lot of people be asking. Look, we haven't had nobody on Skype since the sneaker lawyer. I mean, Skype is we just ain't really been messing with it much. A lot of people locally been trying to come on. I got a list of people that I need on, but I definitely I need to get you back on like in the summertime when you out of school, so it's not such a crunch or anything like that.
Yeah, I know. Because normally when we talk, it's like a longer episode too, because there's so much to talk about.
Plus, I need to get my closet in order to do like, you know, some one-on-one stuff again. But it's just too many sneakers. Like, I'm sick and tired of sneakers. They're falling everywhere. Like, I don't even know what the podcast equipment is. I think it's under sneakers. So, but any pickups, Jay? You got any pickups lately? Anything recently?
I mean, sort of. Like, I haven't picked up anything like in the last week, but I would say like in the last month maybe I picked up some. I've been picking up some Kobe 5s because I've been playing more basketball again. So I picked up the alternate Bruce Lee's, the PJ Tuckers. So those Kobe 5s, the Cool Gray 11s. It was funny because when you posted and you were talking about cool grays, and then last episode you were like, "Oh, Jay actually made those look kind of nice." I was like, "Dang, okay."
I mean, Greg. There was a few pictures out there that made them look all right, but cool gray 11 suck. George was talking about he thought about getting them. I'm like, fam, if y'all don't stop.
So
George don't even like sneakers anymore, George.
So when you saw Dak was wearing them, you just assumed loss, or?
No, because football players succeed when they wear Jordan brands. Basketball players don't succeed that wear Jordan brand. And I got plenty of examples of it. I think Debo Samuel was wearing Jordan. I think Debo was wearing Jordan 1s.
You've been saying this for years. So I don't know.
Oh, no. True. And that's all I've been saying for every year. It's too much pressure for a basketball player to wear Jordan brand. Baseball, you win World Series. You win Cy Youngs. You win home run derbies. In football, you go to the Super Bowl. These are facts. Plenty of facts. When everybody was like, yo, Dak signed with Jordan brand, you in trouble. I said, oh, no, that's it, Super Bowl. We should have been to the Super Bowl. But you know what? It's neither here nor there about the Cowboys. We'll talk about that a little bit later. What else you got, Jay?
Oh, and then my most recent was the Dunk LPLs, the Dunk Low LPLs.
The heck is that?
They look like Yeezy Blinks.
They look like Yeezy. Oh, those is whack.
No, they all right.
What they call LPOs?
LPL. It's League of Legends. It's like in collaboration with League of Legends, that video game.
Oh, man. I've seen them a couple times. Meh. No.
I mean, I got them for retail, so it's just like I'm not complaining. So
must be nice.
But then talking about like the cool gray 11s and stuff. I mean, I guess we can talk about that later. We can talk about your pickups first.
Nah, actually, I got no pickups. I haven't bought anything. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's sitting in carts throughout the worldwide internet, and I go back and check on them periodically to see if they're still sitting in the carts. Other than that, I don't know. I got a lot of stuff in carts. I was about to buy a bunch of Palm Angel stuff the other day, and I was like,
you're out of control.
Fam, I was about to.
You're actually out of control. You got them glasses on. Talking about you copping Palm Angel. You got new DNA. Something wrong with you.
Bruh, something is physically wrong with me.
You right. You got no business copping stuff we make fun of constantly.
I don't make fun of Palm Angels. Yes, you make fun of it. No. We made fun of the shoes one time.
No, we've made fun of Palm Angels nonstop.
Something might be wrong with my DNA. It may not align right with vaccines and stuff. Now, let me tell you something. Don't ask me about no boosters and vaccines. I'm going to tell you, do what's best for you. I got the vaccines and I got the booster. But, fam, this booster has done something to me. I hope I get some type of superpower. I doubt it. But it's either going to be heaven or hell with this. This is out of control.
Yeah, you got the superpower of sleep. That's all it's giving you.
I was sweating through mattresses. All right, not sheets. I sweat through the mattress. All right, mattress.
You sure you didn't just
something wrong with you?
It is something wrong with me.
I think they gave you like a vaccine for something that ain't out yet. No?
Fam, you know what?
They gave you a pre-release vaccine. Huh?
I'm talking about this kid might have been 22 years old. I'm going to give him 23. Came up to the counter, register. Oh, hey, how you doing, buddy? Had a Buffalo Bills mask on. I said, hey, what's up, man? I come for the vaccine. For the booster. What's your name? I said, Gregory Robinson. Robinson, R-O-B. Yes, man. He goes to the thing. He says, all right, cool, you're checked in. Go sit in that gray chair. He opens the door. Come on right in. I said, what the heck? You was the cashier. What? You about to give me this? Oh, we're trained in this. Huh? I look on the desk. There was no joke. 9 needles. I said, wait a minute. I said, whoa. I said, I thought this was one thing. Oh, no, those was for the other people that got scheduled their vaccines or whatever. I said, but why all of them right here next to mine? Like, what the heck? I went back to check my card to make sure that he gave me Pfizer. I had the Pfizer vaccine from the get-go. Right. I was like, he must have gave me Johnson & Johnson or Moderna. There's no reason why I should feel like this. I feel awful. Like, no joke. I started looking up urgent care appointments today, and urgent care was like, we ain't got no more. I'm not going to work tomorrow. Like, I'm not. Like,
yeah, they gave.
Hey, George, you might have to take over the podcast from here on out.
They gave him the vaccine, the COVID-22 or COVID-32 or something.
I think futuristic. I'm a guinea pig. And I went to like that. I went to Surprise. So you know, a lot of black people surprised that they said, "Well, this the one." I think they said, "We'll try him real quick." I think they gave me some weird. I'm not even joking. You think it's funny, George? I'm not joking. All right, this may be the last time I see you. So you better. Give me
today would be the day.
You better give me my flowers.
The last 2 days it wouldn't have been it. But today
you better give me my flowers. I ain't got no pickups. George, what you got?
Only those Toronto Raptors 4s, whatever they call.
What?
What are those red and black 4s? I sent you the. I mean, you might your DNA might have been changing that day when I sent it to you. I sent you the link.
I bought them that day too, and then I was like, "What?" I was like, "That was too easy." I canceled it.
From where?
From Nike. From right off from Nike, right off the sneakers app. I was like, "Oh shoot!" I said, Edgar asked me for a pair, so let me go ahead and try. It went immediately. It didn't say timeout.
Why did you cancel it?
I was like, "Man, cancel this." Too easy. Though.
It must have been that. Yes, you're here.
I like a challenge.
All right. Yes, COVID 99.
I don't like my sneakers sitting.
The Red Thunder suck though, man. I don't.
I don't know yet.
Well, you won't know because you canceled.
I've seen some pretty good pictures of them, so I don't know.
My buddy sent me photos of them and a bunch of his pairs. Like he bought 4 pairs, and he said a bunch of his pairs, the netting was ripped already.
Dang, he must cut the nets down.
I seen some whack pairs from Foot Locker online. Well, I mean, like people saying, this is from Foot Locker. Who knows?
Must be B grades.
You can trust.
Boy, that used to be such a.
I got some. I got some stuff that I forgot to mention.
What?
So the last time we talked was last Chinese New Year, but before that, remember how I was stuck in Taiwan during COVID for a long time? I finally got a bunch of stuff. It's actually with Andy now, so shout out to Andy for holding it for me, because it was with my buddy in LA, and he's not coming back to Shanghai anytime soon. So he just sent it all to Andy. I asked him to send it to Andy. So in that, it's a real pallet. I don't know if you saw that photo that Andy posted on his IG. It was like a cart full of kicks.
Yeah, you got like Nike CEO stuff. Look. What's the one that got in trouble for that son selling stuff?
What's her name?
That's
Lisa
where Jay
Kudrow?
got his kicks from.
Whatever her
Lisa
name is. And her son.
So
Marty
in
Kudrow.
there was some Dunk CNYs, a pair of Dunk Skunks, Grinches, the Sneak This hat, the white one, Greg. Like that's how long it's been since I've seen some of this stuff.
That had yellow now.
I mean, you left it in L.A. or what? What happened?
So it was a bunch of stuff that I bought in the States, right? And he was supposed to come back and bring it back to me, but he ended up getting stuck there and he can't get back in. So it's just been sitting there with him for like a year and a half.
Yeah, he's stuck in a hotel a year and a half. Bill just going up.
And then so he has a place in LA. So
that's worse.
So then he was just like, because I want it back, right? I'm like, there's a bunch of stuff there that I don't even know what's there anymore. So I was like, you know what? Just send it all to Andy, and Andy will ship it to me. Because he's been helping me cop hats and stuff. And then so in there is the Sneak This hat. I got the Mocha ones, Hyper Royal ones, Red 11s from 2019, Flint 13s, Neutral Gray 185s. So yeah, it's just like a palette of stuff, man.
Must be nice. You're gonna have to put some of that stuff that take yellow off the soles of sneakers. Put on that Sneak This hat. I have probably yellow now. That's vintage.
Yeah, it's vintage. I'm about to sell it on StockX.
Oh, so you said you started a sneaker group in Shanghai.
Yeah, so it's funny because you know that store that I've sent you guys stuff from before, Doe, right?
Yes.
So the owner of the store reached out to me and was like, "Man, we're trying to do some more like community stuff with our sneaker releases, because a lot of their sneaker releases were just real like one-off type things, and it wasn't a lot of not hype. Hype's not the right word, but it wasn't a lot of like attention. Like people weren't really going there to hang out, and because they're kind of like Kith, right? Like they have their own coffee shop inside. They play music. It's not just a sneaker boutique.
Kind of music they
and
play.
So, oh man, they play. I mean, a lot of it is hip hop, but they play like jazz and stuff too. It's all records, so they don't play anything off CDs. So they play everything off records there. Or they don't stream any music. And so yeah, so they have like a wall full of records and stuff that they play from.
Hipsters, though.
But then
Grandmaster Flash.
Yes,
greats.
And the Furious.
And then so
grunge.
he was like, you have a group of people in in China that, you know, like sneakers, and we would like to build a community here. So next time we do a release, why don't you swing by with your group, and then, you know, if depending on the pair and our allocation, like if you just let us know, then we'll hook your entire group up. And so for the cool gray 11s, I posted that photo where it's like they made like a cool gray drink, and then anyone who signed up got their pair. Now,
what they put in that drink that made it great?
Yeah, it's cool, great drink.
Oh, it's like coffee and sesame. So it's like a sesame drink.
Sound like Chinese pollution. That sounds nasty. Sesame is something you got to be very careful with. You use sesame too much, it'll ruin something. Yeah.
And then, so anyway, they had us all out there. We had like 25 people. In the group, though, there's like I made this group, and we have like 130 plus already. But I think like 30 people signed up. We all got our pairs, and it was pretty sweet. Now it's different because I know people in the States are like, yo, that's backdooring, that's messed up. But like pairs were sitting here.
Like, yeah.
Backdooring.
People were mad. They were like, yo, like that's backdoor into you guys and stuff like that. But pairs are sitting here. Like they're still on shelf. So it's not really
cool gray 11s are?
I don't know. Yeah.
He gonna tell us something that's pretty funny too, George. He kind of already told me before you got here. Crazy, I hate nice kicks. I hate their guts. Like
I sent you that link. You didn't cop?
Nope.
Why not?
I was out of it.
That was the right price.
Stay in my cart.
You said you waiting for the right price. That's past the right price. And I sent you a code too.
After what they did, what Jay gonna tell me, I think I hate their guts. So I might have to block them though, even though they don't follow.
They got a store in Shanghai or something?
Nah, he'll tell us later.
I'll tell you guys later.
So like, how you do?
It's kind of crazy.
So like, if you bring a group, is it like an actual group? Like you have to be in the group, then like you can go get it, or is it like anybody can come get it?
So you talking about like what Doe wants or what I'm doing?
What you're doing?
It's just like I have become. I'm trying to become like the middleman, right? So I'm just passing information to them. Like Doe will message me and be like, yo, we got these shoes coming in. Let me know if anyone from the group is interested. And then I'll send out a chat, like a group message, and be like, yo, let me know if you want to sign up for these. If you're interested in these, let me know. And then we'll all roll down there together and we'll go pick up the kicks.
That's kind of tight. What's the name of the group?
And then, it's just called the Shanghai Sneaker Group.
Damn, that's boring, man. Come on, man. Come on, Jay, you're a teacher. You got to add some flair to that.
Add some flair to it.
You got to add some flair to it. I'm like, and don't rate me or something.
And then so it's not just like it's sneakers in there, but then I also have a connection with Mitchell & Ness. So I send in products from them, and then they get a discount off Mitchell & Ness store. They get a discount off of like these cleaning products that I'm working with and stuff too. So yeah, I'm just trying to like provide some information and a service to some people in Shanghai.
Dang. Well, I mean, since y'all stuck there, y'all might as well try to make the best of it.
I know, man. 40% off Mitchell & Ness gear. That's pretty good, man.
You keep talking about coming to like Shanghai and stuff like that. You can't. Then you come to Shanghai and get stuck forever.
Yeah, it's a nightmare for a lot of people. I mean, it's okay for me. Like, to be honest with you, it's okay for me because the only place I would go to would be like, I want to see my family in Taiwan, right? But I have to quarantine in Taiwan too. So if I have to quarantine there and then quarantine when I come back, it's impossible. Like, there's no way I'll do it with Catherine too. She's just turned 2. To lock her in a hotel room for 5 weeks potentially. Like,
good Lord,
it's not doable, man.
I think they just put a new COVID policy in place in China because they had their first Omicron case or whatever. It's way different there than it is here. That thing ain't getting lifted anytime soon.
It's so different, George. Like, I have some people that they didn't contract it. They were by contact tracing 2 away. So it's not even like, let's say Greg has it and then you're next to him. Like you would go straight to 14-day facility quarantine. Now, if
they had to quarantine Greg for the rest of his life, also, because he just be this cat. Boy, you got these glasses on. Wait till you see the video, Jay. I can't even describe it, huh?
Don't even matter. I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do.
So then what would happen, George, is that let's say I came in contact with you, I would have to quarantine at home for 48 hours because we're 1 away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then I would have to quarantine for 48 hours. Now, what happened was through contact tracing, they've been going into like, they realized, oh, like this Uber Eats person, whatever, went to a mall. That whole mall shut down for 48 hours with people inside.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, tripping there.
Yeah. So they locked everyone in. Obviously, they provided food and places to sleep and whatever, but they ain't letting anyone out. They're going for zero, man. They're going for straight up zero cases.
I do appreciate their efforts, but man, they make it scary.
That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people are scared. A lot of people are really scared about, being locked up somewhere, being stuck somewhere. Some people had to sleep in their office. Their office building got shut down, got closed.
I feel like as strict as you guys have been this long, that y'all should be pretty free and clear of cases, but this has been going on for a while because over here it's out of control. Well, it's a free-for-all.
So like this, how do you feel about that? Do you prefer that? Because the people here, like some of my friends, they almost prefer that now. They're like, I can't keep living like this.
Man, I prefer it. I got my stuff. I don't know who to believe anymore. I've already made decisions for myself. I'm never voting for another president again in my life. I just want to get to work, go home, go do soccer. Like, I ain't got time for all of this. Now, I ain't tripping off wearing no mask and stuff like that. Wear a mask, but I mean, it's just too indecisive. Like, I am a directional type person. If you say, boom, this is what's going to happen, then I expect it to happen and I expect it to last. The problem, like I said, I've always said this numerous times on this podcast. I think I've said it to you. Americans have too many freedoms. All right. And look, I understand that's what our country is, quote, built on is freedoms. But that freedom has turned into like extreme entitlement and is turned into extreme, not selflessness. What's it called selfishness? Like, that's what it's turned into. So, it's hard to combat it. You're fighting against social media. You're fighting against the real media. You're fighting against just people with opinions. You're fighting against YouTube. You're fighting against other countries. It's like, you know what? Just wipe us out. Like, just start over. Just start over. Like, I don't got time for this. Anyways, George, what come out this week?
Let's see.
I know I don't want to take up too much Jay time. Got some other stuff to talk about. I do want to talk about sneaker sitting, though. What come out this week real quick, family?
Air Jordan 5 Low Women's Pink.
And those are actually kind of fire.
All right. Jordan 5 Lows are nice. They look nice. Colorways, not the things to remember, though. So, historically.
I don't understand why they haven't come out with any OG colorways in Jordan 5 Lows.
You would think they would do it, but...
They came out with Knicks. They came out with Neymar. Neymar got his own. Remember that number 10? And they got the
Chinese New Year.
Yeah, but those suck.
Oh, Chinese New Year ones? Nah, they was actually all right in hand. Simple had them. They was okay.
No, I'm talking about Neymar.
They was okay.
No, they suck.
They was all right. Chinese New Year's was all right,
I don't even think he wears Jordans anymore. Is he even signed to Jordan anymore?
I don't even know if Neymar is on Jordan brand anymore.
I don't even know if he plays. Last time I heard anything. And World Cup coming up, too.
I can't wait.
Air Jordan 1 Low Golf Pack. Some wolf gray or something and shadow. You got no comments?
I mean, why are they coming out with so many at one time? It's like it's like 3 of them at once. And then why they wasting
all 3.
Oh, there is a triple white too. Yep.
And why are they wasting OG colorways on these golf ones, man? Like, man, just come out with the shoe.
You love complaining.
You copied something, right? You don't even golf no more.
Me?
Huh?
No, I ain't copping those. I got 90 Air Max 97 Silver Bullet golf shoes.
Do you golf anymore?
Not really.
Me neither.
You can't golf. Your body don't work.
They don't work. I'll probably lose my arms. Like a zombie movie. Arms fly off with the golf club.
Well, that's like that video you sent on text message when that man pulled that gun out that store. He said he was prepared for the zombie apocalypse. I thought he really about to start shooting.
I did too.
LeBron 9 South Coast, the one you should buy. You can wear it with that outfit right there.
Yeah, that color blocking is ugly. You know, those are out already here. Those came out like a week ago.
You saw them in person?
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but they're like the colors are real muted. It looks like a budget model, to be honest with you. Like
it does look like a budget model. It looks like a budget model of Greg's favorite LeBron 9 that he won't admit it looks like it.
He thinks they look like cannons. They look nothing like cannons.
The only thing that's different is the swoosh color and the bottom outsole. That's it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm serious.
Jay, did you buy Watch the Thrones?
No, so they're like, I want to buy a pair of LeBron 9s, but I want to buy a pair to play ball in, and I wouldn't play ball in that pair. They're too flashy. Like there's too much like decoration, like that huge lace lock. Like what am I going to do with that playing basketball?
Take it off.
I'm about to hurt somebody.
Can't you take it off?
Yeah. I mean, I could, but it's like too. I don't know. It's like too pretty of a shoe to play basketball in. Does that make sense?
Dang, what you want to hoop in? Like, good Lord. I'm trying to hoop in some fire. I ain't trying to hoop in some. You talking about they too pretty to hoop in?
Like I like them. They're about like $50 over retail here, which isn't too bad. But I just haven't.
$50 over retail.
Wait, what?
Them joints is sitting here.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
He said Watch the Thrones are $50 over retail.
Oh, like in resale stores or in actual Nike?
No, resale stores. They're about like 50 to 60
so
bucks
actual
over.
Nike, they actually sold out.
Yeah. They sold out.
Oh,
Man, them joints are still on some sites.
Here?
Overseas sites, maybe. I don't know. I seen like, a few sizes left on, unwear.
Yeah, probably like 6.5, 5.
Whatever.
We had a really small quantity of those out here.
Y'all made them.
Hey man.
Greg don't even want to laugh. He holding his head like he's got a headache.
I do.
Yo, we made them, but we got to pay the premium on them.
That's crazy. What else come out?
That's pretty much it. The only thing that's left is a women's dunk low that's basically already come out 5 times. The cream
Dunks are
white.
so whack.
No, they're not.
If Dunks ain't any primary colors or something, they whack.
You talk every day about dunks you need, so I don't know what you talking about.
I only talk about black, white Dunks. That's the only dunk I need.
Nah, you need curries. You need.
I don't need curries.
Plums.
I need plum, but they're gone now. It's too late now.
You need more. So.
Unless they retro plums or, actually release curries in the United States of America, then I ain't getting none. I thought about getting curries, but I'd have to trade something.
I didn't even try. I didn't even realize black red patent leathers came out on Foot Locker and stuff today.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Reserve app. I totally forgot. I should have tried.
I had tried it for somebody. Well,
But that's it as far as releases.
I mean, they came out a while ago, but the vintage navies, I like that pair, man. That pair's fire.
Oh, yeah, them super fire. The vintage navies and them, the Dunks and the green, the Michigan State vintage one. Them both look fire, but ain't they both women's?
Coming under the
I don't know.
I think they both women's. Who knows? Anyways, I think that's it. I think them Bapes come out too. Them Bape Reeboks come out.
Smells like a roach clip in here.
Damn, boy. Somebody in this studio smoking some. They smoking trash weed.
Actual Humboldt County.
I don't even know I don't know what good weed is because I never smoke weed, but I can tell this ain't it. This is like some what's bad weed called? Reggie? Is that what they call it?
Stress.
What?
Stress
weed? I don't know what that means.
You don't know what any of it means.
I know nothing about weed though. Sticks. What they say? You got too many sticks in it. Right. Anyways, what we talking about first? We want to talk about sneakers sitting in China.
That's up to you, man.
Let's
we can talk about it because it kind of goes into a bunch of stuff.
Obviously, we've touched on it many times on this podcast, and we've had our own reasons why and thoughts and stuff like that. Obviously, we don't live in China because we live in the United States of America. But Jay has posted numerous pictures of stuff that out here us Americans seem to act like we must cop. And he's posted numerous pictures that he has either taken or other people have taken in stores in China of sneakers that sell out in seconds here, still sitting on shelves overseas. I have seen these pictures posted on quite actually more than one publication actually, and whatnot. So tell me about. I mean, obviously I haven't asked you the reason why yet, but what is your reasoning, or what do you, and maybe you know why, but what do you think the reason why sneakers and stuff like that are sitting out there?
I think a lot of it has to do with the shipping, the shipping issue right now. So like a lot of shoes can't make it to the States. They can't make it to North America. They can't make it to Europe. So they know, hey, well, we'd rather it go to a store where we can sell it rather than it shipping it, sitting in a container for months, half a month, or half a year. And that's why you guys are getting like these weird releases, and all your releases are kind of staggered. You know what I'm saying? Or like these random re-releases where it's like the Pandas came out like 4 times, for example, right? The Black Whites, I mean. But so they're just reallocating their quantities out here, and people don't want it. People don't want it for a couple of reasons, though, and some of them are political, and I don't really want to get too much into it. But man, Nike does not have a good reputation right now in Asia, and I think that has a lot to do with it. So that with bad reputation plus extra quantities being allocated to China are like 2 of the biggest reasons why I feel like, shoes like Lightnings sat for the longest time, and a bunch of ones are all sitting. Pretty much all the GR releases are on shelf right now.
Do you? I mean, and I know I've said this before. That you don't think it has anything to do culturally?
I think it I think it has to do with politically. I mean, and whether you consider that part of the culture or not.
Well, I remember we had kind of talked about the influence. Are you talking about like with the influence thing with Nike and all that?
Yeah. So like right now, Nike doesn't have good standing. Like neither does Adidas. So like Li Ning has shot up the charts. Like Li Ning is blowing up everywhere right now because people just want to support local. They don't want to support an outside big brand.
See, in my mind, I thought, I've said this on here, I feel like that, the Chinese are just more disciplined than us. Like, some of the stuff, like the pictures that you have posted and sent, like, the stuff that's sitting on shelves, I didn't think it wasn't, like, mind-blowing. It wasn't, like, not to me. Now, I think maybe you sent something with, like, Lightnings might have been sitting a few places. That's a little out there, but, like, a Cool Gray 11 sitting, I feel like it should be sitting here,
It should. I mean, it should be, but it doesn't, right?
Right. So that's why in my mind I was like, I feel like maybe the Chinese population that are in the sneakers are like, hey, I don't need this. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what? These are lately made 14s. They cool, but like, I don't need this.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So like, I feel like COVID gave China or Asia, more so China, because China is probably the biggest market, right? Like, I don't want to say Taiwan. So like, I know Taiwan's market really well, but then Taiwan doesn't get the quantity. So quantity makes the biggest difference, right? So China gets the most allotment of shoes. And I feel like COVID gave China a big hard reset, like in terms of reselling, because for a while, China was just as bad, if not worse, than the States. Like, everything was more expensive. I remember we talked about this a lot of times, like, oh, this is what I got to pay for a pair of shoes. And it's even more than StockX. And it was almost like if I had to buy shoes, I had to buy from the States because it was cheaper than buying it here, even with shipping, right? So, like, those things, that was a very real thing for a long time. And a lot of people message me and they're like, oh man, like y'all always have the best deals out there. I'm like, no, that's not true. That's just maybe over the past 2 years. Like before that, it was rough getting shoes out here. But I think COVID really was like a hard reset for people buying sneakers and resellers, because one, people weren't going out and buying it, and it was kind of like people just got out of the habit of like having to fight for sneakers, you know? So I guess you're right in that it's like a bit of a culture thing. Like people just stopped doing it.
I mean, I feel like out here during that time, I bought more, you know, like, and I bought more, really didn't stop. Now, the effort into it, I feel like obviously decreased, but you know, one thing with like people not buying as much was like, it was a lot of stuff on sale. Like it was a lot of stuff going on sale, and it just wasn't passing up on it. And now I was buying a lot more clothes than I was sneakers, but I don't know, man. I was going to ask you too, like, do people in China like have sneaker rooms and stuff like that like we do?
Well, I mean, yes, that's another thing too, right?
Like,
where
I don't think
space is limited.
Space is limited out there.
Yeah, it's like being in New York, right? Like you ain't gonna have a sneaker room if you live in like a 1-bedroom apartment in New York City. You know what I mean? Like it would probably just take up your wall, and it just, you know, takes up all your space. And so it's kind of like that in Shanghai too. Yeah,
so that was another thing I was thinking. I was like, I feel like there's a lot of other variables. Like I'm a super variables person. Like why something happened. Like, you know, when you get to the end result, that's cool. But I'm like, well, what pieces took place for that? Obviously, you know, I feel like in China and stuff like that, you guys got a lot more going on with COVID and dealing with a lot more than us. Sneakers has to be at the bottom of the totem pole, you know, with regards to anything. I mean, I'd be nervous to just go out there and cough, you know, sneeze or something, you know, let alone trying to get my hands on the Lightning 4s.
Yeah. So like, I think some pairs that have really garnered a lot of like interest when I post is like Pollens, Lightnings, Cool Grays. I'm trying to think. Like, there's a bunch of ones that all just sit.
I think I was a little surprised at the Pollens on there. Obviously, what was it called? Handcrafted.
Yeah, handcraft sat, Gore-Tex sat. I got the Gore-Tex.
Yeah,
I got the Gore-Tex for like $50 under retail.
But see, like Gore-Tex and handcrafts, those should sit. You know, Pollens, no.
Yeah, like Pollens, the Bordeaux, I got under retail too. I got them for like $40 under retail. I mean, to be honest with you, it's just like, I mean, yes, I do think the cultural part of it has to do with it. I do think COVID affected it, but I really think a lot of it was like quantity and politics, man. Politics towards these big brands right now is just not. They don't have a good standing right now in China.
So what happened when, like, and I guess viral is the right word, viral.
Well, wait, hold on. They don't have a good standing in China, but with the people or with the government? Because I thought there was like a big group out there that is not down with what the government does.
Yeah, it's not good with the people. It's not good with the people. But then it's because of also certain things that Nike has said. I mean, it goes back to all the way back to, remember with Daryl Morey when he was with the Rockets?
Yeah.
And he said all that stuff about Hong Kong, right? Like, it's just people are extremely, extremely prideful for their country here. And so when he said all that stuff, Rockets got banned from TV. Like, you couldn't get any Rockets gear. And they were the biggest brand in China, right? Because Yao.
Right.
And they were completely wiped. Like, you could watch any basketball game except for a Rockets game.
That's crazy. I do appreciate anybody who can hold a grudge for a long time. Because I do my best.
Now he's on Philly, right? Now he's on Philly, and Philly games are banned, and Rockets are back. So it's
really?
Extreme.
That's funny.
Extreme pettiness.
So now Rockets, you can get your Rockets gear now, but you can't get Philly stuff.
You can't get a single Philly anything.
That's actually funny. So like,
they canceled him for life.
So like when those pictures you posted, I guess, you know, if you want to call it viral in the sneaker community, I don't even know. Yeah. Anything that goes on a major platform, you know, I mean, you had kind of talked to me about it. Like, so what happened with that?
So
And in particular, here we're talking about Nice Kicks. Nice Kicks, right?
So Nice Kicks posted it, and House of Heat posted it. But then what really upset me was how they put a spin on it and the repercussions of that spin, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what happened was Nice Kicks posted those photos, and then their first picture, like their cover slide on IG was the Jordan crying meme, and it says, "Why does China hate Jordan brand?"
I hate Nice Kicks. Like, are you just gonna take a picture like that because Jordan's sitting and say an entire country hates Jordan brand? I hate Nice Kicks.
Which doesn't make any sense because Nike's headquarters are one of their big campuses out here,
right?
And what really kind of upset me about that was that every time if you see my post, it's almost like pro Asia, pro China, and I hate to say this, like it's not anti-American, but it's kind of, it's a little trolly, right? Like I'm always like, oh, look at what we got out here. Like we don't have to worry about resellers anymore.
I know like when you post it, like I know what you're trying to say. Like it's not like see, I don't even view it as like country versus country. I just view it as sneaker community stuff. So 100%. It's like, yeah. So like when you post that, I'm not like, like other people may look at that and be like, dang, I'm trying to get to China. But like, I look at it as like, like it's just another side of the culture. Like, it is what it is. Like it's discussion, and it makes you think like, okay, like what are we really doing, over here and how we acting and stuff like that. But like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like everybody over here is like, bro, I wish we could go back to the day when like you just walk into the Nike and cop all your sneakers, bro. Remember like Jordan 4s are $99. I was like, man, shut up. All right. I was like, I hate that block of time because you know what, Jay? And I don't know if you was on here last time we talked about, maybe it was just me and George. I don't know. But like people forget why sneakers sat during that block of time. Like there was a whole time where we couldn't get sneakers either. We was all copping them. Once this age group, me and George age group, that like 30s, however old right now, close to 40s right now, in your 40s right now, that age group in the 90s and the late 80s and 2000s, we were transitioning from sneakers to trying to figure out ourselves. We was going to college and trying to get jobs and stuff. So Jordans and stuff fell down the priority. So they sat. Like at some point, once we got out of high school, we still wasn't looking at East Bay magazines like, ooh, like that stuff had faded away and they were free. We wasn't still looking at Slam magazines. Once we turned like 25, 20 years old, we wasn't like, ooh, where's a Slam magazine at? We were looking at Slam magazines when we were in high school playing sports and stuff like that. So sneakers sat. Once we all got jobs, got settled in and was like, I got money in my pocket, then we started doing some dumb stuff and going back and buying sneakers. People act like, yo, those were the good old days when sneakers sat. Man, shut up. Like, that wasn't the good old days. Like, just because we came up on a few come-ups. Those are the good old days for, like, people like skate.
If you wanted to guarantee your size, at least, like, when I was in high school, you still had to go in the morning, though.
You did.
Like, when the Jordan was coming out, obviously there weren't all these blogs and websites and whatnot, but, like, we still got the East Bay. If you went into Foot Locker religiously, like once a week, you still knew, like the employees would tell you, like, oh yeah, it's coming out next week or whatever. And obviously there was promos on TV for stuff. Nike was still advertising. So it wasn't like it was a completely dead era where no one had any information. Information was passed differently. So you still, like, I still remember ditching, I don't want to say ditching class. I guess technically it's ditching, but like, you still had to not go to school that morning to go to the mall, to Foot Locker or whatever, to get to Jordan, if you wanted to guarantee your actual fit size.
But those were specific Jordans, too.
Yeah, like Concord, Retro Order, Concord.
Like we didn't go to the first, like, 3-4 periods in high school to go get Concords. And we had to go get a Kenneth Cole t-shirt and some white cargo shorts.
They didn't have as many colorways restocking back then that they do now, though. It wasn't the same. So, like, you're right. But also, like, I don't think anyone was doing that when, like a
Black Red
8s came out. I mean, what 8s came out. Like, I'm sure plenty of people bought 8s, but, like, what's the main colorway? The black Aqua, yeah. I doubt anyone was going to line up in the morning for Aqua 8s. Like, I don't even remember what model.
You didn't have to.
specifically. Well, what I'm saying is when they did Concords or Retroed 4s or something like that, you had to go in the morning. There wasn't a line per se like there is now, or I guess you was before COVID. But there still was people there, you know.
And
what I mean?
you know what? And a lot of people do forget that. Like, I remember when East Bay would like send the magazines back out, and it'd be like flu games for $99.
Yeah.
And it would say like all that stuff. I remember it had like 6 through 22.
Yeah.
You would call East Bay, and they wouldn't have a lot of that stuff. Like, they wouldn't have a lot of sizes like you think they would. Like, even like you said, if a Black Red 4 came out, you had to go in the morning to get that. Yeah. Now, an Oreo 4. Them was the ones that I remember sitting a lot of Oreo 4s, Legend 4s, you know.
I don't think people really bought into new colorways in that era. It was all about just like anything that was black and red or what Jordan was wearing on the court, people wanted. But, you know, once he, I guess retired the first time. And then,
see, when did Jordan's website? When did Jumpman 23 come out? When like you started having to get stuff off the website, like Lightning,
probably at the end of the '90s or beginning of the 2000s. Because I remember going to college in '97. I graduated in '97, went to college, and you had to have the internet at college.
Yeah,
like that was I think my junior year of high school was when I first got like internet access, like America Online or whatever. You know, you had to dial up and stuff. But when I was a freshman in college at Arizona, you had, like, if you lived in a dorm, they had Ethernet connection in a dorm. You know what I mean? Like, you had to have internet to do research and stuff. So, like, in 97, 98, the internet already was, you know, in full blast as far as Yahoo and, you know, all these research sites and whatnot. Clearly, social media didn't exist. Maybe it existed in terms of like
chat rooms.
Yeah, like AOL chat rooms or AIM. What's the other one? ICQ, something like that.
ICQ, MSN.
I remember a girl faxed me a picture of her face one time. I'm not even joking. I'm telling a real story. I was chatting with a girl in the chat room, and she was like, "Send me a picture of herself." I was like, "I don't know." I said, "Send me a picture of you." She faxed it to me in a fax machine. She was whack. That's a true story.
So I mean, there were still ways to get information, and you had to go in the morning if a good Jordan was coming out. But yeah, I'm sure people didn't line up for like, you know, 9s and 8s and stuff like that. Like I remember having to go in the morning to get playoffs, maybe or
taxis.
No. Yeah, but I didn't buy taxis originally. I don't think I bought playoffs. But I'm trying to remember. Was I in California or in Tucson? I don't remember. But I remember having to go, like, some of that stuff obviously sat. Like, I bought 14s way after release day. And the only reason I know that is because I ended up buying, like, a size 10.5 or something and just squeezing it when I needed, like, an 11.5.
But you know what's funny is that even for those pairs that you had to go in the morning to get, like, me and Sed was still going in the morning to get stuff. Like, Sed would come stay the night and we go grab them. Even though we get to the mall super duper early, and yes, there'd be some people there, in reality, there was only about 23 of us, 25. It wasn't like hundreds. It wasn't like how it is now. So, like, even all of us in that line will get our pairs. People could come later on to get them. Now, like you said, that line could have been all 9.5s, all 10s, all, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So
they could just be buying one size.
Yeah. But, like, I remember when the first LeBrons came out, and I went there early to get them, and it was a lot of people there, but when I think back to it, it was like maybe 45, you know. It was at Just for Feet.
Yeah,
they probably had hundreds and hundreds of pairs there, but it was such a panic because LeBron was like the next big thing. But anyway, so what happened then? You said they posted that picture, then what?
Yeah, so let me finish this story, but then I also want to talk about something like as a cause, as an effect of all these things like sitting and stuff. So anyway, so Nice Kicks reposted the photo. And then, obviously, my DMs blew up. I woke up the next, Greg, I'm no joke. I woke up the next morning, I had 300 DMs.
Dang.
And about 280 of them were asking me to be the plug.
I bet they were.
Bruh, I even had like ex-NBA players who don't play in the NBA anymore. They're like in the CBA or something. Like they were hitting me up being like, yo, can you help me supply my store?
Oh, they got their own stores?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So he must like,
I knew you would love this segment. I knew you were gonna laugh hard at this. I had ex-NBA players that like, obviously, they're not big time or nothing, but they're like in the G League or they're playing in Asia or whatever. They were hitting me up asking me, "Hey, can you help supply my? I have a sneaker store. I'm a build a sneaker store. Can you help supply me?" And I'm like, "Bruh, like, no, I don't do this. Like, this is not what."
Wait, did they think that the connection was Nike instead of a retail store? I guess
they just wanted me to like cop from the retail store and then just ship it to them and stuff. Like some of it, like some of them obviously didn't understand. Some of them thought I was like the plug like within Nike or whatever. But like some of them
they had
were just
to.
like,
That makes no sense.
Yeah, because I'm like, did they want you to pay them, get them from retail, then they just sell them for retail again? Like, I don't understand. Like, they talking about they want to start and put a store and stuff. Dang.
I mean, they're probably going to be a resale store, right? So they'll probably mark them up or whatever.
I mean, did any people at least offer any incentive to you?
No. I mean, obviously, some of them were like, "Yo, obviously, I'll give you a cut." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Man, this ain't, like, your cut ain't even worth my time." Like,
yeah, it wouldn't even be.
It's not my job, Like, we all got full-time jobs, man. Like, we all love sneakers, but I don't want to make this my life, not in this way.
Yeah, like, that like goes back to like, when you first start doing stuff and like you start building up like these homies in the community, and you try to be that guy, like,
100%.
Hey, yeah, like, hey, would you mind trying to help me out? Like, just for cool grade 11s, I maxed myself out on people I was trying to help. Like, I just couldn't keep up with it. And I was just like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. And then, what made me mad was like, some cats was like, any luck on them cool grades? And I was like, yeah, man, I tried. I couldn't get you a pair. Like, didn't even respond. Didn't say like, yo, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yo, no big deal. Nothing. Didn't say nothing. Just was like they scoffed or something. And then sent a picture of like Yeezys with that blue stripe. Yo, what you think about these though? Man, leave me alone, though. So I'm not helping nobody else no more, though. So I mean, so it blew up in that way, right? And it was kind of annoying because, like I said, like 90% of the messages were just trash to me. I just deleted them. I read them and I deleted them. But then I think the biggest fallout of it was that I have a homie. I have a lot of friends that actually work at Nike, work at Jordan Brand. And they were friends before they started working there. You know what I mean? Like, they did something before and then they moved up or they changed profession and then they ended up at Nike. So I'm like, to be honest with you, I don't feel bad about asking them because they were the homies before they were working there. Right.
You know what I mean? So it's different. It's not like they were working there and I'm like, oh, perfect. I got a plug now. It's like, no. We were friends before. I had known these people for many, many years. And then I found out that they work there. So it's like, I don't really feel bad when I'm like, hey, like, is it possible? And if they say no, keep it moving. Right. And then, so one of the guys was like, I was trying to ask for a plug. And what I mean by plug is I'm still paying. It's not like he's giving me his allotment.
Right.
So I'm still paying retail for him. I was like, hey, is there any way you can help me with the I'm in your ones? So this was pretty recent.
Right.
I was like, can you help me with the I'm in your ones? And he's like, hey, got a message from corporate or from my boss saying that, your pictures on Nice Kicks is shedding light on something that we don't want out there. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, yeah, it'd be a conflict of interest for me to help you get sneakers if you're kind of talking bad about us and I'm still helping you get kicks. And I was like, I was kind of shocked. At first I was real apologetic. I was like, yo, like, nothing I posted was supposed to talk bad about Jordan Brand, Nike. I mean, look at my posts. I'm like 90% of my posts are all Jordan Brand and Nike. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm like the biggest advocate for you guys out here. And I'm like, that's all I post in the sneaker group. That's all I do. That's all I talk about. I was like, so you know me. So I was kind of offended that he even thought that of my perspective. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he was like, yeah, so unfortunately, I don't think I can help you with sneakers anymore. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, what? Where is all this coming from? And he's like, oh, because of what Nice Kicks posted. And you are talking about a lot of, because when you post, like, you're talking a lot about stuff that we don't want people to, like, dig into, you know? Like, we don't want people to know about certain politics. We don't want people to know about, oh, you're shifting allocation to different countries. Like, it's bringing a negative light to us. And I'm like, but anyone could go into any store here and do the same exact photo. This is not personal or private information. This is I'm walking into the Nike store on the biggest street in Shanghai, and I'm looking at the wall, and I could be taking a photo and sending it to my boy Greg or George and be like, hey, do you want anything from this wall? But instead I post it onto IG. How is that any different from me going to a Zara or a Uniqlo or a Gap and being like, hey, cool. Hey,
so was he like mad or more like?
He was just doing what someone above him told him, like, hey, this is not a good look for us right now.
And see, but you know what? That's the problem that I got with a lot of these situations anyways. And look, I understand big business and I understand corporations and stuff, but they be running these businesses and stuff that's selling these, like, I mean, I don't know if a sneaker is considered a consumable good, but like selling these goods and be acting like they the CIA and stuff like that. Like, it's like, man, please. Like, it's like, oh, you're gonna, the word is out. Like, man, shut up, man. Like, good Lord. Like, and see, like I said, like, that to me right there is like where I view a disconnect between social media, the community, and some of these big businesses. Like, it's like, he's not, you have to really understand the community and understand the sneakerhead to understand the picture when you post it. It's to show like, hey man, you know, things is lovely out here. Like, whew, like I didn't have to work so hard to get these pollens. You know what I mean? Like, it was a good thing. I viewed it as a good thing.
So here's the thing that really kind of like, it really affected me a lot on a personal level, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm like, this is a good thing. Like, the shoes are going to the consumer, not to the reseller, and then to the consumer.
Right.
And I said that. I was like, you know, if you look at my post, like, man, I'm only highlighting good stuff. I'm saying good things. And then he said something that really was like, man, this is what we feared all along. And this is what George says all the time. It's like, and he said, oh, yeah, it's good for you guys, but it's not good for us.
Oh, see, I don't like that.
And I was like, come on, man. Like, so that's all they want to do is build the hype. They just want to make things super limited. They don't care who it goes to. Like, it's just what every person rants about on their IG stories and IG lives and stuff like that.
Well, you know, see, that's why I forgot what took place. It may have been the lady that worked there and was helping the son. It was something that we've gone over before. And when we talked about it, I said, I don't understand why sneakerheads get so shocked at stuff, because, you know, we've been saying this stuff literally for forever. Like, hype, you know, this, money. We've been talking about this forever. And then when it actually comes out that's true, it blows people's minds sometimes. And I'm like, fam, I thought y'all believed this. Like, I believed all this. Like, backdooring, I believe all that. When they actually catch somebody backdooring, I knew it. No duh. We didn't have hard facts, but it's factual. Like, I don't need like video footage to know that our local store out here back in the day, High Point, was backdooring. Like, I don't need video footage or stuff like that. They could look at me in my eye and tell me they're not. Like, stop it. Okay. So, like, you know, when things like that come to light, it's like we understand how it goes. Now, I have been super, you know, where when things sit, I think I've said it many times on this podcast, I think I've said it to you, Jay, like when things sit on the shelves, it does do something different to the consumer. Now, that is big business fault as well. Like, they have done this for so long that, like, and I hate saying feel special. Like, But that's what sneakers has done for us forever. I don't care what anybody says. Sneakers has made us feel special. Like, I will tell everybody this, and I've said this numerous times. I have been to, like, I can't even tell you the amount of schools I've had to move to, and I've been the new kid because my dad, businesses and stores and stuff like that. I've been to a new school, well over the double digits of new schools. So I was the new kid a lot. There was nothing that could break the ice better than a pair of Jordans or a pair of Air Maxes or Dion's or something when you're the new kid in school, period. So it did something to you. It did something for me all the way from second grade all the way through college. My first week at ASU, I came through with them Great Toe 13s, and I came through with the Carolina blue ones that dropped the same day as that. Stop. I had cats like, yo, what's up, homie? What's up, little homie? You new here? Friends, just like that. But that's what I'm telling you. So, like, I do understand that side of it, but, like, it's that thing where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like sneaker sitting for that reason because it does take away from it. But you know what? In order for me to help myself understand that I don't need everything, sneakers do need to sit, sometimes. But Nike needs to understand, like, come on, like, relax. Like, to me, you've been a benefit, to Nike and stuff like that.
100%. 100%.
And you know what? So shout out to the homie John King. That's the Black Walt Disney. Yes, a homie. I remember a long, long time ago, me and George talked about marketing. And I said, all these brands, we're being used by the brands anyways, which is fine because it's a little bit of benefit to us. We do more marketing. You do more marketing for Jordan Brand than Jordan Brand does for Jordan Brand. Like, yep. We do more marketing for sneakers than Nike does for sneakers. Like, you know what I mean? They don't have to, because you know why? If we get that got 'em, we share it. If we don't get the got 'em, we share it. If we get more than one pair, we share it. If we put it on feet today, we share it. What I'm rocking today, we share it. When my birthday fit, I'm sharing it. What I wore on the airplane, I share it. Like, we're marketing for them so many times. Do you know how many times I've looked at pics you posted, pics of other people posted, and said like, ooh, I thought they was whack, but that pic make them look all right. There's been a lot of patent leather bread one pics. So I'm like, I can't tell them joints is fire or whack, but a pic will do that. And see, Jordan Brand them, they don't gotta do that. They ain't gotta post somebody with them joints on in the rain. They ain't gotta do nothing like that. Them joints look fire sometimes. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. That's what I hate nice kicks. Nice kicks, I hate them. Huh? I hate their guts. Huh? And that's why I'm always into it with them, huh? Because they don't understand. Like, they act like they got their ear to the street, but they really don't. Huh? Like, they're so goofy. And I always thought that nobody can make me hate something more than I always had a thing for Complex. I've laid off Complex lately. Like, Complex is Complex. Like, I ain't Complexes are. They got a monopoly on everything. But these little ones like BR Kicks and Nice Kicks, them cats is goofy, Like, I don't like any of them,
And then so after that, I was like, really like, oh man, like, do I need to lay low? Like, I don't want, like,
yes.
I was like,
quarantine.
They got my picture up in Nike headquarters on like a wanted poster. Like, what's going on right now? Right. And then so. I messaged my buddy who's actually like a real higher up at Nike, right? He used to be like global,
right.
Jordan Brand. And now he's in like Nike. And then I asked him, I was like, yo, like, what do I need to do right now? Cause I feel like I'm being attacked and I feel like this is kind of weird. Like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, man, you just do what you do. Like, it's not like we pay you. Like, you're not an employee. Like, you didn't lose anything.
I don't understand either.
Right? And he's like, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, if anything, and you keep building your following and you keep building on IG, like, we're going to need you.
Exactly.
And then I was like, all right, bet. Like, then that's that. And, I just lose a possible plug, I guess, but so be it. And then we just keep it moving.
I will tell you this, though. If anybody from a company says something to me, I'd have a real hard time wearing. I'd feel real funny putting the stuff on again. I'm not going to lie to you. Every once in a while, and look, I wasn't tripping as hard as everybody else with the Travis Scott thing. Well, I'm gonna tell you so. When Travis Scott music come through on my playlist, I feel a little funny listening to it, and I don't know why. Like, you know, because that whole situation with Travis Scott, like, I didn't view it as his fault. Like, I didn't, but like, I think I've been influenced by like how people have kind of shunned him out. That like when I hear the music, it makes me go, Like, so like if Jordan Brand or Nike ever came to me, you know, like they came to you and said, hey, buddy, you know, you're kind of shaking up things over here, I'd feel real funny about giving them my money again, and that's no joke.
I mean, like, it was weird because at the same time, it was almost like, yeah, they said that, and then, but it was also kind of like validating, right? I'm like, dang, like, oh, like my guesses, or, you know, and I'm not in the industry. I know nothing about logistics, man. Like, I know nothing. But I mean, it's just, if you know enough about sneakers, then you can start to connect the dots a little bit, and it just kind of confirmed that.
That's whack. What else were we talking about? I
gotta talk about that NFT thing.
Oh, you see that, Jay?
What?
StockX selling NFTs.
Just the fact that NFTs are going, like, of a shoe are going for like $10,000, and the shoe itself is like $1,000 or whatever. $1,000 NFT and the shoe is $100.
Is NFTs big out there?
It's okay. It's not really, but the influencers are getting into it, which is piquing people's interest in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the influencers are like, yo, I just bought this photo, blah, blah, blah. And people are like, what? Like, they don't really get it yet. The public doesn't really get it. I still don't
take a picture of it.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And then did you see George, did you see the metaverse, the Nets thing, the Netaverse? Did you see that?
The Netaverse?
The Brooklyn Nets? Did you see what they did?
No.
It is crazy. I think they might have put it on their website, on the Brooklyn Nets IG. But if you look it up later, it's basically you can watch this part is wild to me because my friend was trying to promote it, and I was like, why wouldn't I just watch the game live on TV? It's basically you can watch like a digital copy of the game. They have hundreds of cameras at the arena, and it's the game. It's the real game. It's the real players, but it's all not in reality.
I don't know. Look, I saw the NFT stuff today, and like I said, I'm still a little shaky and I don't know what it means. In my mind, I'm assuming if you buy the Dunk NFT, that means if like NBA 2K6 want to use the black white Dunk NFT, they gotta pay you somehow. That's my assumption. I have no idea what any of this means. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You know? Like, I wish the government or somebody would be like, enough, stop this garbage. Like, I'm sick of this weird stuff coming out. Like, it's just like tapping into like our like hunger for like to just consume so much, to have so much. Like,
it's like Black Mirror, man. You guys ever watch Black Mirror? It's just like episodes out of Black Mirror.
I've never watched it.
Wait,
only
is that
because
the movie or is there a show?
It's a show on Netflix. I
think
it's
the show.
Oh, I'm thinking Black Swan, because don't she look in the mirror?
Yeah,
Black Swan? No,
something like that.
Never mind.
But so I ain't never watched Black Mirror.
Is always talking about, like, they kind of twist our perceptions of like our fears and stuff, right? So it's like they were talking about this like metaverse thing in like Black Mirror like 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like
you right.
It's just saying how like
somebody at work was telling me about
can affect you in real life and something like that.
Somebody was telling me at work about Black Mirror, because I won't watch stuff when people doing a lot of cheating and stuff like that, because I have nightmares.
You mean like people cheating on their spouses?
On their spouses, I have nightmares. Them the only nightmares I have. You laugh all you want. I don't be having no nightmares about being shot or falling off cliffs and stuff. I having nightmares of like coming to my house to somebody in the room.
I don't even consider it a nightmare though. Even if I get shot at or something, it's just like, this was a dream.
Man, but it shake you up though. You like, whoa, I got shot.
Nah.
Every single bad dream I have is me losing Rocio. I might sound like a clown, but I don't give a shite.
I believe you.
I love my wife. I love my family. I remember I had this dream
believe
that I
you.
lost. I had a dream I lost Rocio to this. It was a half man, half horse, and he was Italian. I'm not even joking. It was in the forest. I woke up.
Well, now you're just a fool. No, I mean that's absurd.
So like Black Mirror. I remember the friend at work was telling me about Black Mirror, and it was like, I think the spouse is like had like
that
a meta
AC in
world.
here is a game changer. Take all the bad air out of this room.
Had like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and they were like cheating within like a fake world or something like that. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something like that. I ain't playing like that, bro. I'll go into the metaverse and get the dumping on the fool. My wife cheating on me in the metaverse, though. I'll go in the meta world and get the dumping, though. Come in there with a ski mask.
Don't worry, it's not real.
Fan, I don't give a shite. Don't even say nothing like that to me. You wouldn't like that either. Don't even do that. Had to put on some Oculus goggles to go meet somebody.
Never mind. I didn't realize you talking about like actual like The Sims.
No, I'm talking about like real meta world stuff.
That ain't real.
I don't give a shite. No, somebody was like,
what's that movie? There's a movie where you could do that. There's a movie where you could like put them goggles on and you like doing erotic stuff.
Oh no, I ain't playing that.
You don't remember what movie that is?
Oh, what, Judge Dredd? I don't know. I can't remember.
You watch more movies than anybody.
You right.
You be home on the couch.
Fam, I seen like this. So shout out to
what's
the homie
that
Mike.
movie?
They had a movie like that with the guy in 300, and you controlled his life.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Gerard Butler.
I don't know what movie that's called.
But not the video game one.
Like that,
I ain't never watched it.
Yeah, that's different though. That's the
Universal
video.
Soldier?
That's the like video game one where he's the soldier and you playing him.
That was Van Damme.
But I thought there was one. No, man, I'm not talking about Universal Soldier. Yes, and Dolph Lundgren. Nah, there's a movie where you could like. You go and you do erotic stuff. I'm pretty sure.
I don't use that word in here anymore. I hate that word. Erotic.
No, you
hate that
moist.
word.
That's what
I
you
hate.
hate.
Moist, erotic. Erotic is a gross word. I'm about to fight.
You just think bad
no
stuff.
joke. I'm about to leave this place and start fighting somebody. Don't make me think something crazy.
When you hear that word, you just think bad stuff like what you just was thinking about. You don't want to walk in the house and Rocio there with another man or something.
Fam,
that's why you don't like that. That's why you don't like that word. That's the only reason.
That's why temporary insanity is a real thing to me.
You know who was erotic? The 49ers with that field in Dallas.
Okay.
That's who is erotic.
All right. What else we talking about?
Look on his face.
Jay, you see the new concepts, Air Max ones?
Hold on.
What?
I know none of us technically understand NFTs, but no one has an opinion on the absurdity of people paying like $10,000 for a picture when
it's absurd.
But
you can get the real shoe for like a tenth.
Well, I mean, it might not be absurd. That's the thing. We don't know enough about it to say it's absurd.
All you own is a picture.
No. Because here's the thing: if what I'm thinking is correct, so let's say
you're thinking about it as investment.
I'm thinking as an investment.
That's the only way,
and that's the thing I'm thinking. So, like, let's say I go buy a Black Red Jordan 1 as an investment.
I don't believe it.
NFT. Now, let's say a Black Red Jordan 1. I would imagine that'd probably be like 10,000, maybe 100,000. Okay, that means when 2K23 comes out and they want to have all the sneakers in the game and stuff, in order for them to have the Black Red 1, I'm assuming I own the NFT of the digital copy of a Black Red 1. That means that when they put that sneaker in the game, and however you earn sneakers, whether you actually like
I don't think so.
Coins or money, I get a percentage of it. Because all these games, because Cortez plays these games. And when he plays Fortnite, he can buy the Travis Scott pack.
Right.
I assume that like if I own the Travis Scott pack,
I don't think so.
Then whenever a parent says, all right, I'll buy you the Travis Scott pack, and they pay that $13.99, I get a portion of that every single time. I think that's what that is.
I mean, Travis Scott might.
Travis Scott too. Travis Scott probably does too.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, I'm just saying, like in general, like people were selling those monkey heads. Those monkey heads that like those faces.
Man, them joints are like $1 million.
Right. But I'm assuming they could be characters in probably Fortnite down the road or something like that. And Fortnite will put that on there and say, hey, you got to pay $25 for the board monkey face. I get a portion of that. Whoever created gets a portion of that. I'm telling you.
What I just seen on StockX right now made it seem like it's StockX like proprietary digital picture.
I think whoever makes it owns it.
Yeah, but what would that have to do with the video game? Like, they would have to contract with StockX to do it. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with that. StockX just selling their own picture for $10,000.
I got nothing. Until I learn more about it, I don't know. That to me might be real investment. Because when you buy Oculus, you can create your own person. Like, you could create what you want to wear and what you want to wear. You can't wearing an Oculus in the meta world. You can't wear black and white dunks. I got that. Now, you want to buy them at the
But
Oculus
I don't think
store?
that's how StockX
I think
works,
it does.
though.
I think it does. Somebody has to get involved with it. If anybody's going to be involved with it, StockX.
I don't think that's
So
how
if
it
you
works.
go to Foot Locker in the metaverse,
Why would StockX have the only one in the entire world?
I think that's the whole point of it. I think that's the point.
But why would that contract? Why would that have anything to do with like The Sims or
I
whatever?
don't know. So if you go to Foot Locker in the metaverse,
It
and
would
want
be
black and white
100
dunks,
million if there's only one in the world.
Hey, bruh. I'm telling you, I don't know. Me and you will find out. We'll make a sneak this
I don't know
NFT.
about that. I don't think I'm ever going to find out. I don't want to find out.
Right.
Bluff has been trying to talk me into buying NFTs for like 6 months at least, maybe longer.
You might need to.
And no, I refuse because it's not real. And he'll sit every time like Adidas or Topps or whatever does a new thing, he'll send me the link and I'll just put no way Jose and he'll just put LOL and that's the end of the conversation. I refuse to buy anything digital that is not a tangible item that people think is worth money. Because at some point, every bubble bursts. The bubble is going to be gone, and then what do you have? You have a picture.
I agree. Jay,
If you buy a house, fam, guess what? You own a house. You own that land right there.
How much time you got, Jay?
I got like 10 minutes.
Dang. Concepts, Air Max 1s. You see those?
Suck.
Oh, come on.
There's two pairs.
They
It's two
ugly,
pairs.
man.
No, they're
they
not.
both ugly.
Here's the thing.
The second one looks better than the first one.
Look, I don't want to get into. Look, Concepts. Here's the problem. I think both shoes are fire, but I think they took the easy way out. I think honestly, Concepts has like some type of collaboration block. Like, I don't understand. Their last 5-6 collaborations have been below mid. Like, I'm talking like.
Yep.
These are weak. They got, hold on, I wrote them down. So 2020, they did that 327 that was like red and it was like a Cape Cod drink, like a famous drink in Massachusetts or something. 2020, they did an Adidas ZX 9000 that was all silver and it was for the Boston Marathon. Then they did the 992 New Balance in plaid that was like a secret drop for when they opened the store. Then they did the Traducan, the dunk for Thanksgiving. Then they did the 5740 with like the salmon colors. It was called like Welcome Home. I don't know what it was called. Then they did the 992 that was like the last one. That was like the kiwi, the hanging fruit.
green and brown
all those
or whatever.
suck, huh? Like they're not even like they whack.
I mean,
Those
I
are
feel
GRs.
like some of them they didn't like super promote. Like that 992, they didn't super promote that one because I think they just knew we were doing it for fun or something. I don't know.
I think a lot of people don't realize too, and people haven't been. I don't think people have been paying much attention. I have because Concepts, accessories, and clothing has like, I'm talking like jumped up levels in fire. Like every time they do drop a collaboration sneaker or some new clothing, the clothing and the hoodies and sweaters and the accessories and socks and hats, that joint is fire. Like it's on like close to Kith level fire. But the sneakers and stuff are whack. I think they put more emphasis on the emphasis on the clothes and stuff than they do the sneakers now. And I love Dion and them. Dion is the homie, and Concepts is clearly the number one, to me, of collaborations of all time. But this is something I would expect Nike to do on Air Max Day. These are like Air Max Day Nikes.
Undefeated, you got Kith.
Undefeated doesn't even come close to Concepts or Kith. Don't do that.
I'm just saying the
I know there's more out
has
there.
one at the very top that might take a lot of that one at the very top has so much juice that it makes up for the other ones.
No, it doesn't.
And then
it
there's
doesn't count.
Packer. It does count. It absolutely counts. There's Packer, Kith, Off-White, even though Off-White probably doesn't belong in there.
No.
What else is there? Nice Kicks.
No. I hate them.
You hate the digital social media, which don't got nothing to do with the
Nice
store
Kicks
no more.
NFT. So you gonna try and cop, right, Jay?
No.
Oh, you crazy. Like I said, I feel like it's a cheap way out. It's like a Air Max Day, something I expect for Nike Air Max Day. They throw a bunch of colors.
What's the story behind them?
That's the thing.
What's the inspiration?
That's the thing, JC. Concepts has always had fire stories that went behind their stuff and fire releases and fire things that went with it. All these stories for the last like 5-6 pairs they've dropped have been whack, man. They came out with a dunk that's to represent when they put a duck and a turkey, and that's what a turducken is, right? You put a duck inside of a turkey.
Yep.
Like, come on, man.
Yep.
Like, you made a dunk off of that. Like, that's first of all, it's disgusting. And
Well, I don't think.
and the shoe's whack.
I don't think a duck had. You keep saying turducken. It was turdunken because
No.
it was a dunk. I don't think it had anything to do with a duck. He
No,
just
no.
did that because John Madden. That's it.
It's a Turdunken. Yes, that's what they called it. But the box, the special box, I think had a picture of a turkey with the duck inside of it, like
I don't
how you
think
build
so.
it. Yeah,
I
it
think
did.
you made that up.
No, I didn't. It was a mallard.
You make a lot of.
You make a lot of
You
stuff
make a
up.
lot of stuff on the show. though.
No, yeah, freestyling. That's how I talk to the homies.
Why they put Skip Bayless' face on this girl? Though?
She was a weird. Man. I saw that. Yeah, Cowboys fan. I think them joints is fire.
Yeah.
I don't know. Concepts. I feel like concepts. Concepts used to be able to like pick a color and really build off of it. This is way out of the concepts realm.
Concepts need to do an NFT. How did people beat them to the NFT collab? They be rich.
No, actually, I don't know how Kith doesn't have any NFTs yet. Kith has everything. Anyways, anything else, Jay? I know you got to get off soon.
I mean,
We can talk about
Yeah, I
NFL
got it.
while he's still there.
Hold on. Say what, Jay?
yeah, we no. I mean, real quick. Yeah, we can talk about NFL real quick.
I mean,
Do you want to do a recap, or you want to talk about your sadness?
No,
first,
Jay
or
wants to
what?
talk about NFL.
I mean, if you want to make, it's up to you. It's whatever time you got. I got a lot to say about other stuff. So I don't know if you mean like picks. If you want to make your picks or.
No, I want to actually. I just want to hear you guys talk about that later. So save the NFL talk when it's just you two. There's two things I want to talk about first before I hop off.
All right.
One, Greg,
Yes.
don't make me wait a year before being on the pod again.
Look, fam, things get complicated around here. All right, but no, definitely. Whenever the next time you go on break, we definitely getting on again for certain.
I'm on break. I'm on break in 2 weeks, and then I'll be off for 10 days.
That's
So
a little fast. I'm joking. All right, we'll figure that out. And what else?
And then George, I'll see you in Taiwan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. George,
Yeah, man, you're going for a wedding.
I'm not traveling.
Wait, what?
I'm not traveling anywhere internationally I mean,
Y'all got a wedding coming up in Taiwan?
I have no idea what Jay's talking about.
Oh,
COVID change. I mean, you can't go nowhere with COVID. You can't even go to Hawaii, let alone go to international.
Ruby's in Paris right now. No, living the life.
Yeah, but that was before like Omicron's exploded up.
no. It was kind of wild out there.
You went when it was low. Now it's like, phew.
Fam, she coming on. I'm gonna have her call in a pod too, talk about her Paris experience when she get back too.
I still need to know.
Is she going to come back all fancy like you two?
I hope so, because that's how you supposed to come back. You come back fancy,
Or you just stay.
or you stay. I already told her to. I said I wouldn't mind living there. Like, I'm not joking. When our kids get older and we've established something, I would legit move to Paris. I love it that much out there. It changed me inside and out. Pause.
Oh, yeah, George has told us every week you change man.
If he would have got the vaccine in Paris, he'd be okay.
Look, we going. I did get tested in Paris a few times. We going.
See, look at you, though. They wouldn't let you in the kids.
We're going to Italy next, and I'm not sure. I know Hannah was talking about it too a little bit when we was at the house. I don't know, but when we go to Italy, I'm about to live it up. I'm eating gnocchi every day, no. Gnocchi and garlic bread every day.
I don't think they eat garlic bread there.
I don't think they eat garlic bread either there. I think that's an American thing.
I mean, why don't you just eat
my God.
gnocchi here?
It's not the same. I had gnocchi in Paris. Pillowy. It was delicious. Anyways.
I'm just saying, man, like, yeah, it's been too long, man. And I need some sort of connect with the outside world, because it's getting a little cabin feverish.
I can't
Over
do
here in
it.
China.
Are you and the family doing good?
Yeah, I mean, we're good. Like, Catherine just turned 2. She's like, she's growing up real big, but it just sucks because we can't go see family, right? I mean, the thing is that we can go, right? If it was just Grace and I, we would go.
Right.
We would go and then do the quarantine both ways. But I can't put my daughter through that.
No
not
way.
at this age.
You lose your mind and she lose her mind.
Yo, like, yeah, she will lose her mind, which will make me lose my mind, right? Like, because it's a 2-week quarantine there, and then it's a 2-week quarantine back. That's a month in a hotel. Like, I just can't do that.
How are, like, and I don't know if you would know this, but, like, without speaking on a personal level, how are, like, people maintaining, like, relationships out there? Like,
what do you, like? In what way? Like, what do you mean?
I mean, like out here. So, man, I don't want. There was a lot of people I know out here who got divorced during shutdown. A lot. Like, I'm talking like when I went back to work, it was like, oh, I was like, who is this? Oh, she went back to her main name because they just realized during quarantine it was just weird. I was like, huh? And I'm not talking about one person. It was like 4. All right.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, okay, during lockdown and during that whole beginning period, yeah, for sure. Like, I know a lot of people that split, to be honest with you. But yeah, so it's rough. I mean, think about this too. I was in lockdown and I had a 4-month-old in the house. So it's like that with crying and then Grace just, trying to like get over like having a baby. Right. And then me just arriving being like, yo, let's go, like pick you guys up and let's head back to Shanghai. And it was like, nope, you're stuck there. And I ended up being stuck there for like 8 months. Right. So it's like, that was rough, man. That was like real stuff right there. That's not some Black Mirror stuff. That's some real stuff right there.
That wasn't the metaverse. That's crazy. I'm glad y'all doing all right, man.
But life here right now is like very open, like everything. But I mean, yes, it's a big thing, but like bars are open, like everything's open, right? There's nothing that is closed. Nothing is just, you just show your QR code to get anywhere, you mask up, but you can go to a bar, you can go, like I go play basketball on the weekends, but then there's that like kind of lingering fear because Shanghai just got its first couple of cases of Omicron that if they do contact tracing, which could happen at any time, you could get stuck somewhere, right? So that has made me not want to go anywhere because I don't want to get stuck anywhere.
Oh, okay. So, like, if you at the gym hooping, they'd be like, "Boop, stay there."
Yep, and the minimum is 48 hours. The minimum. So I could be. Someone posted online on China social media. Someone was at Uniqlo shopping, and his comment was, "I came in here to buy a pair of gloves for 1 minute, and now I'm stuck here for 48 hours."
I can't do it.
Unless you got stuck in France.
If I was stuck in France, oh man, it'd be awesome, man. It'd be awesome, man.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of rough right now. Like that's kind of taking a toll on my mind a little bit. And a bunch of our teachers, like they're seeing what's happening in the States where everything's open, and they're just like, I can't do this anymore.
Man, that's crazy. Well, I definitely got to make more time to talk to you, man.
I agree.
All right. I agree. Yes, thank you.
All right. But yeah, I mean, as always, I think shipping fees have gone down lately from here to there. So, as always, if you guys need anything, just let me know. Yeah, I mean, George, I know you're not into shooting anymore, fam. So I'll try to get you some cards or something.
There are tons of Asia exclusive products. Yeah, you send me all of them.
Yeah, I mean, just send me a picture. Send me an NFT of it, and I'll see if I can find it.
Matter of fact, yeah, when I send you when I send a screenshot to the group thread, that means it's an NFT, right?
Yeah, okay. I guess so.
Yeah, that's not how that works, bucko.
All right, family.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Later.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Later.
All right. So, what else? What are we talking about now? Are we talking about these football games?
I have no idea. I didn't even look at the thing. Once you said no top 10, fam, today is the busiest I've ever been in my entire life in that building.
You went to work today?
Yeah. Why?
Oh.
It's Tuesday.
You said like I'll be here at 5:30. I'm like, oh, she must be off. Oh, I thought since the end day was Monday. Oh, okay.
Last Monday.
Oh, okay. See, I was going to go in today because I got tons of work, but obviously my brain is fried. My body is not responding to...
People are at work for the first time. I'm assuming they don't watch this show, so I'm going to just say it. But people at work...
Don't be surprised.
People that work for the first time in like a week and wondering why stuff's not done. Like, I was the only one here last week. I'm only going to work on my work and Michael's work. I'm not going to do your work, too.
But see, that's when you use all the credit you've built up. No? I'm a big fan of, like, And that's the one reason why I won't leave a certain place, because of how much I've built up there. Which means that, like, if I say get out, you ain't doing nothing to get out. Like, what? Man, get out. Like, what you talking about? What you talking about? What, this ain't done? Yo, get out. That's it. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. So look, this is how we're gonna do this, all right? We're gonna do NFL picks, all right? Now look.
By the way, I wore this shirt as a precursor to hoping that they do the right thing. Don't give anyone full control ever again. Get a GM. You could get an assistant GM or whatever, somebody in the league who has a reputation of doing the right thing. I don't care. Every team misses on draft picks. But don't pick somebody in the first round who other teams was going to pick in the third round, fam. You can't be doing that, especially when they turn out to be whack.
I agree on that.
You can't do that. And don't, like, if you want him, cool, trade back. Yes, I understand every trade needs a trade partner or whatever. If you lose a little bit of value here and there in a trade pick, they do that like math to add picks up. Fam, it's okay to lose a little bit of value. You can't pick dudes in the top 10 who wouldn't have gone to like 54. I'm sorry. So
that just be those people that think they smarter than everybody else.
Yeah,
like,
it's goofy.
That's that Mitch Trubisky type weird type stuff where you're like, wait a minute, huh? Now look, this is how we're going to do this.
So
clearly,
this is a precursor to hopefully do the right thing.
Clearly on this podcast, Raiders, Cowboys, and Cardinals, and Jets, but are the number one talk teams. Now, I came on this podcast last week really high that all of my friends, including myself, teams are in the playoffs at the exact same time, which I don't think has ever happened in the past, I don't know how many years, all right?
Well, the Raiders haven't been in the playoffs since 2016,
So I'll let you talk Raiders first, since we'll go as the schedule went. It went Raiders, then Cowboys, and we can talk about the Cards. I don't really have as much to say about the Cowboys as people may think, but like I do got a few things to say. I will say this: the Raiders had the best weekend out of all of our teams.
Well, the only two games that were even competitive was Raiders and Cowboys, so, in terms of like the teams that lost.
And that's debatable if the Cowboys one was competitive.
Well,
it turned out that way.
Yeah, they lost by 6. I mean, and they had the ball with a chance to win, as opposed to like other games like New England lost by 30. You know what I mean? Like at no point were you in that game.
I wish a real Cowboy with Spurs ran on that field with 6 shooters.
Oh, and by the way, I was going to send
football.
All right. I was going to send a video from YouTube to the thread last night, and my internet in my house was down, of like actual Barstool man who's like the number one New England fan in the entire world saying literally verbatim almost what I said about Mac Jones. The win streak made their hot at the beginning of the year. They'd have no hopes to win the Super Bowl. The win streak made their hopes go like this. And then when they lost them 2 games, they went back to reality, which is exactly what I said about Mac Jones. Ricardo, like I said, New England fans, that's what did it for them. I was right. It's on video verified. He's one of the biggest New England Patriot fans in the world, and he actually bets money on them. So I'm sorry if like not every New England fan didn't feel that way, but the ones that's betting the biggest money did feel that way.
What's happening with the Raiders? Who are y'all interviewing this week?
They only requested to interview one coach, and it was Gerard Mayo, which to me is...
I thought they want to talk to Dan Quinn and... Oh, no.
Nah.
Broncos.
I have absolutely no... I mean, I remember Gerard Mayo was a player. He's a pretty good player. I had no idea he was even a coach on their staff.
Linebacker?
Yeah. I had no idea he was even on their staff until someone brought it up like a couple weeks ago.
What staff is he on?
New England. So
pretty good.
He may be a fantastic coach. I would like to avoid a defensive head coach, to be honest. The teams that are still alive in the playoffs right now, San Francisco offensive coach, Buffalo offensive coach, Kansas City offensive coach, Rams offensive coach, who else? Green Bay, I'm assuming he's offensive coach. I don't know that he has a reputation those other guys do, but Tennessee is a defensive coach. Who else is still left?
That's it. Bengals.
Bengals offensive coach. So that's six offensive coaches and one defense.
Buffalo's defensive coach, I think.
No, he's offense. I already said Buffalo.
That's it. That's all of them. Only 6 teams left.
No,
8 teams left.
Yeah, 8.
That was all
There's
8?
2 more. I only said that's 7.
Rams. Offensive coach.
Rams.
That's it. Huh? Packers, Niners. Packers, Niners, Rams, Titans, Bengals, Chiefs, Bills. There's one more.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. They got a bye week.
Brady. So I think he's technically defensive coach. I think
Arians. Yeah.
I think maybe Arians is an offensive coach.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Either way, we won't count Arians because I'm not 100% sure. Arians may be an offensive coach, but I'm pretty sure he's defense. But either way, 6 of the 8 teams, we'll just say 6 of the 8 teams left are offensive coaches, and probably the people would say are like the offensive genius minds of the league. Andy Reid,
don't y'all need more
Rams
help
man,
with the defense, though?
Niners man, Bills man. Who else is in that group? Really, the only coach I can think of who's an offensive guy who I would consider in that like genius level is Frank Reich. And obviously, people in Indianapolis want to get rid of him. I would take him in a heartbeat for the Raiders. Yeah,
but like, y'all need some defensive help. Now you maybe need personnel.
Yeah, but that's the good head coaches. What they do is they hire the right people and put them in place, and then they give them autonomy to like say, "Hey, I like this player. This player." Is going to do this in our defense. We're going to run this defense. I'm going to hire this DB coach. I'm going to hire this linebacker coach. I'm going to hire this D-line coach. So, like, a good head coach, like Andy Reid, nothing in my brain tells me Andy Reid will have a single ounce of input on the defensive side of the ball. He just hires someone he knows really good at defense, and then they have to talk him into, like, which players to sign or whatever process.
I can see, I've learned a lot these past.
I don't want like the way Lane Kiffin used to be or whatever, where you're an offensive coach, but you also try to be the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator and run everything. Your job as as a head coach is just to be the top man of the totem pole and hire the right people and make the right decisions in the game. That's it. Your job is not to be the person that the quarterback goes to or that the...
See, I don't know about that anymore, though.
Nah.
Because I saw a lot of instances where I felt like teams needed that. No, I don't think the Raiders...
All the best teams left have, someone who only focuses on one thing for the most part. Arians, we don't know. I'm assuming Arians is a defensive guy, but I have no idea.
Yeah, but I think, it depends on the team that you got. So, for the Raiders, I watched every single game. Raiders, I thought, played a really good football game. I don't think they played a bad game.
Their defense was awful.
The defense was awful, but I mean, it's been off and on.
The Bengals, I think, punted one time, and they did whatever they wanted to do.
And awful is
they stopped them in the red zone a couple times.
They held the Bengals to what, 23?
Yeah.
I mean,
they stopped them in the
how
red
awful
zone a
can
couple
you
times,
be? You stop you may be able to call the Bengals firepower.
Yeah, they do.
If you held them to 23, your defense might have did enough.
No, but here's the thing: sometimes people.
You're not going to tell me the defense is worse than the Bengals.
No, but this is the problem when people just look at the scoreboard. Sometimes people look at the scoreboard and they think that's all that matters in the game. If the Bengals won the game by 7 but had the ball for 40 of the 60 minutes because the Raiders' defense couldn't get off the field, that matters. You have to get your offense back the ball. So, if the Raiders only had one chance at the very end to tie the game, that means they only got one possession to tie it. I would prefer, even if you lose, you have multiple chances to get back in the game. The Cowboys, not saying the Cowboys' defense played well, but the Cowboys had multiple chances to score at the end. And I'm not using them as an example. I'm just saying, you can't look at the scoreboard and be like, the defense played well, because they really didn't. I mean, let's see what the...
I mean, look, I understand what you're saying because, the Niners had the possession of the ball way longer than we did in the first half. I mean, I think at one point it was at 14 minutes. We was at 8 minutes or way less than that possession with the ball. I viewed the Raiders game as, I thought it was pretty evenly matched. Like, I didn't feel the Bengals are better than y'all. Like, I still think the Raiders are better than the Bengals. Like,
I don't, because their offense is just, there's no flaws in their offense. They might bog down every once in a while. No. Watching that game, fam, they would snap the ball and Joe Burrow would have the ball thrown before the Raiders' defensive line could even get close to him for the majority of the game. There was a couple times they sacked him, a couple times he was pressured. The Bengals were 5 of 12 on third down. So not spectacular, but honestly, a lot of that came at the end of the game when the Raiders were trying to get back in the game.
What does y'all run defense rank?
At the bottom.
Because I will tell you, there was a few times where the run defense looked low.
Yeah, it was at the bottom.
It was pretty bad. All right.
Yeah, the first half, it was 20-13 at halftime. The Bengals only scored 6 points in the second half. So the defense definitely played better in the second half.
You guys getting that field goal at the half, right? I mean, 3 points at half?
No, they scored a touchdown.
Oh, okay.
But then the Bengals got the ball out of halftime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, my thing about offensive coaches is just the last however many years, outside of Bill Belichick, every team that's been in the Super Bowl or won the Super Bowl is an offensive coach. Andy Reid, 49ers played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Same guy, Shanahan. Who was in the Super Bowl last year against
I don't like
Bucks and
Shanahan's up.
Well, I don't either because they were
Chiefs.
Denver. But yeah, Chiefs, Super Bowl. Year before that, who was in the Super Bowl?
Ravens. No,
they haven't made it since Harbaugh was there, I don't think.
What was that last Super? Oh, no, that was Panthers Broncos. What was after that?
The one it was when the Patriots
Eagles,
beat the
Patriots,
Chiefs.
Falcons eat Patriots.
No, not that long ago. It was when the Patriots beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. So it would have been 3 seasons ago. I just don't remember who Patriots beat in the Super Bowl.
Falcons. It's got to be one of the Falcons. They lost to the Eagles.
No, that was a long time ago.
Beats me. Them the last 2.
Oh, no, they lost to the
Eagles.
might have been the year the Eagles beat the
Rams.
Patriots in the Super Bowl. Oh, no, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
That's
Rams. So,
That's
again,
right.
Rams Super Bowl. Rams, man. Whew. The year before that, Patriots,
Scored 3
Eagles.
points, though.
Eagles offensive coach. That was when Frank Reich was there with what's his name? And they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, outside of having, like, the biggest genius of all time and Bill Belichick, everyone talks about him and Saban. Those dudes are unbelievable level coaches. But when you look at at least in the NFL, college might be a little bit different because you can go recruit kids. So, you can have in the NFL, you're not going to have 53 5-star players because of free agency and the draft and everything else. In college, there's no draft. There's no free agency. I mean, I guess there's kind of free agency now, but you can go get the 53 best players in the country and no one can stop you. It's legal to do that.
Would you take a college coach?
I think,
and obviously not the elite of elite, like yes, a Saban or like.
As long as, so again, my thing is like don't give one person control, and that's my concern with Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh will be a great hire because he's proven himself as an NFL coach. He still has a lot of work to do as a college coach, obviously, and I think part of that he just doesn't like to recruit. He realized, like that first year or 2, he was like staying a night at recruits' houses and stuff like that, and I think after that he just was like, man, this is for the birds.
Why?
But I think literally Harbaugh would be a great hire, but I don't think he goes there without telling Davis, I want full control, which is the worst thing for me. They need to hire a GM who, I'm not saying he is a GM in the NFL right now. He could be an assistant GM, but they need to hire a GM who's been with a successful team in terms of building a roster, not like, you lucked into playoffs one time or something. Like and I'm not saying it has to be an old guy. It could be a young guy. And then you let the GM do everything. You let the GM hire who he wants to be the coach. None of this like trying to fit 2, personalities that don't match together for your franchise. I know Gruden picked Mayock and brought him in or whatever, but he didn't have no power.
Nah, Mayock didn't make no sense.
He has zero power.
I mean, once Gruden left, I knew Mayock. I mean, they're like. He's the only reason why he was there.
He did after that, it was.
I knew that was happening. There was no reason to keep him
The Raiders
there.
went downhill, like I said, when Ruggs got in a car accident. And that's not Mayock's fault. But Mayock and Gruden also did themselves zero favors with the drafts that now they did fantastic in rounds like 5 through 7 or 4 through 7, pulling some gems out. And that's what everyone likes to point to. But here's the reality. You can afford to miss on 4 through 7. You can't afford to miss on 1 through 3. And the reason is guys drafted in the first 3 rounds are expected to be starters as a rookie. They're expected to be franchise builders. Guys 4 through 7 are just depth and special teams players unless one of them pops later. Like the Raiders ended up with 2 really good players from lower in the draft from this year, and then obviously Max Crosby was like a 4th rounder, I think, or 5th rounder. But the kid they drafted from Illinois to play corner is a stud, Nate Hobbs. So you have a couple like building blocks that you hit on, but if you miss in the first 3 rounds, it doesn't matter if you hit in 4 through 7 because your building blocks aren't there. So that's why like they need to bring someone in who has the GM who can pick his head coach and they can agree like this is going to be our staff and we're going to build this together. Not one of those people like Gruden or Harbaugh who comes in and owns every single decision. Because what does Gruden know about defense? All he did was go bring his buddy in from Cincinnati as a coordinator, and then once he failed, he was like, all right, I'll go get my other buddy, Gus Bradley from San Diego. Like Gruden is the ultimate Donald Trump.
Was it a nepotism?
Yeah, nepotism person. That's all he does is bring people in who he know won't challenge him. And Gruden's history as a personnel evaluator has always been trash. He took the Bucks roster that he won a Super Bowl with Tony Dungy players and whoever, and he was there 9 years or whatever, and they went from a Super Bowl team to one of the worst franchises in the league, and they didn't get good again until, guess what? Tom Brady went there. It took them 20 years to get good again.
Let the Cowboys. This is why. First of all, I could barely watch the game because I was so out of it. At one point, I told Rocio, "Look, clearly we about."
I think the Cowboys are in a lot better shape than the Raiders to start from the very first place.
I said clearly we about to get whooped up, so I'm about to go to sleep. You just wake me up if something big happens. Now, every time I'm about to fall asleep, something big will happen, like a big catch, a big something, like first of all, let me go back. And this is a jump in the gun before we touch on the Cardinals a little bit and make our picks. But y'all gotta chill. You know how many people send me messages who are Cardinals fans? I'm talking like, yo, good, you good, B? Yo, fam, you was talking mad wild, fam. Yo, the Cardinals gotta play Monday. Y'all better relax. It's like making fun of somebody's kid before you have your own. Like, you better relax. Don't start talking about somebody's kid's ugly until you have your own kids, all right? So I took a little bit of pleasure in that to the people who bothered me afterwards. Now look, I'm a good sport about it. I regardless of what people may think about Cowboys fans, I don't believe in that like delusional fan stuff on any level of any team. You root for your team. What do you want me to do? Not root for my team? Like, I'm sorry. Like, hey, every year next year we're going to Super Bowl next year. What do you want me to say? Oh well, like next year. I'm not Rico.
I think what it is people like, if you're a fan of like the Raiders or Jets or Cardinals or whatever, and your team doesn't have the expectations, that's why they're like, they think they're incredulous that you think you are having expectations. That's what it is. A Patriots fan wouldn't say the same thing to you. They just would be like, ha!
You can look at Cowboy rosters throughout the years, and there's at least a good 3 Super Bowl contenders in those. Like, it's been there. Like, there are teams where you're like, God dang it, this is the one. I can't imagine a team getting better than this. Like, I can't imagine.
Oh yeah, they could be a lot better defensively.
Well, yes, there are areas that we could get better.
You've seen so that game was basically like a microcosm of Diggs. That people don't ever want to admit that he does things wrong. He does a lot of stuff wrong.
He does a lot of things wrong.
Makes a lot of those splash plays.
But the Cowboys play man most of the time, and we started playing a little bit of zone in this game. We started trying to do – that's the problem that I have. Now, let's go to coaching, okay? This is where I look at the Cowboys and I say to myself, okay, you're a different team. Cowboys got more pressure. Literally all day today is all Cowboys talk. I'm like, the Cardinals played today. They got a person on the radio. Hey, come on, talk about the Cardinals. They start talking about the Cardinals. Real quick, before they keep going about the Cardinals, McCarthy, keep this job. Like, it was Cowboys talk all day. Now, this is where I say this with the Cowboys. A lot of people don't view this type of stuff, and I don't know how you feel about it. I don't think you're not into that, like, coach, like, rah, 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 into that thing. I
don't know. I think if you're in high school, yes. But if you're in the pros, they don't listen. They're not going to listen to you.
Well, see, I feel like teams that have had a certain level of success won't or haven't. Teams like the Raiders and Cowboys need to be more open to things like that. Now, I'm sorry.
They probably do, but I'm talking about reality. These players are like 25. They're not down to be yelled at, and they're millionaires.
Not even necessarily yelled at, but like when it got to 14-0 and it was like about to be halftime, whatever it was, and we still had 3 timeouts, I was like, you know what? This was my first time looking at McCarthy, and it was like, wait a minute, you legit don't do anything. Like, I mean, like, at this point,
he just stared there with a blank.
Because you know what? It could be argued that maybe it would have been a mismanaged if we would have needed it louder or whatever. But sometimes you got to call a timeout and say, come here, everybody, come here. Enough. Like, you have to do that with certain teams because the Cowboys, and regardless of what people may think about the Cowboys,
well, you've
seen
Arians, right? He slapped that man on that back of the helmet.
Sometimes you gotta slap somebody up. Fam, we had 14 penalties, and half those penalties either took away our first down or gave them a first down. Like, what are you gonna do with that? That's what you say, Gregory, come here. Are you okay? Like, you have to really talk to your players and say, I understand you want to get to the quarterback.
Need to get rid of him.
He has to go. He's got to go. Yeah. He's too many problems anyways. And when he comes in, we're like, damn, he's back. And then he's something's wrong with him. All right. I understand he's trying to get to the quarterback. I get it. But you know what? Somebody has to talk to the player and say, your job isn't to only sack. You're jumping the gun too early. You're getting all these false starts. You're getting in the neutral zone. You're doing all this stuff. I need you to just apply pressure to the box and make to the pocket and make Jimmy G panic. That's what I need you to do. You don't got to get a sack. Penalty, false start, neutral zone. I was like, what is up? But see, that's why I look at McCarthy like this. Is he going to do it? Nope. I thought he'd say, come here. Take this off. Come here. Are you good today? Or what's up? Like, to me, at some point with the Cowboys, they're a team of ego. They're a team of stature just from just being a Cowboy. Regardless of what people think, being a Cowboy is obviously something more special people may realize or want to admit to. There's a lot of players who would love to play for the Cowboys. One of the biggest stadiums ever created. One of the richest franchises ever. Expectations are through the roof. I mean, so like, and that's another thing too. I don't get sad when the Cowboys lose. Like, they don't know I exist. You know what? Back to the drawing board. That's what I say. Like, so I don't get mad at it. But like, that's when I said I want McCarthy gone. Not because of plays that were happening, not for things that didn't happen on the field. It's the things that don't happen on the sideline. I don't know what goes.
Everything.
I don't know what goes on in the locker room. I don't know what was said then. I don't know. But at some point on the sideline, I've seen Chiefs. I've seen Mahomes get every single offensive lineman, defensive player. I've seen Mahomes go into the defensive huddles over there and say, hey, get somebody going. Yeah. I've seen
you can
Brady
do it once you get that level.
You can see.
Oh, yeah, Brady can do whatever he wants.
Dak is at that level. Dak is at that level, and McCarthy is at that level. He has a Super Bowl. He may be like some plays, man, shut up.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
The Cowboys could have won that game. The 49ers didn't play a phenomenal football game.
Hold on. Dak absolutely is at the level, but we don't know how McCarthy is when he like in the locker room. So we don't know if the defensive players respect him.
I get it, but you know what?
So we don't know if he can go do that.
Look,
we know Dak can because Dak is the leader,
and this is what you say.
And Dak, by the way, Dak saying that stuff about the refs. Dak, just say we took the L, fam.
He sent a super letter apology. I just saw. I must have it just went now. Look, that's the thing. We're talking about playoffs now. We playing against the Seahawks in the regular season, and McCarthy comes try to have a chit-chat with us. Man, get out of here. All right, we're in playoffs now. Look, I understand we got our differences. I understand things that may work out the way. This is where we got to turn it up. You got to look at these fans, the Cowboys fans. I honestly feel like the media got something out for us as well, dude. I ain't never seen the camera in the stands that much or looking at people's faces, dude. I was counting the memes. I was a Cub. Oh my God. I was like, they legit trying to create memes. They're like this, Karen, zoom in. She in tears. A black lady rolling her eyes.
But that one lady was like crying before the game with like, yup, it was still Cowboys had the ball, 2 minutes left or something. She crying before that.
Story before. And like I said, I wasn't mad about it. I was like, man, it was just more like I don't know how much better you can be.
Let's take a step back. Hold on.
Hold on.
We can guarantee you.
You're right about the defense. They're right. but our defense last year was so bad that this year's defense was enough. It was enough.
No, it was enough. It wasn't good. It was enough.
We had 4, maybe 5 of our
if
receivers.
If you lose a playoff game by 6, you're a good enough team to win. I mean, there's no.
I don't know. I don't know, man. It was just like you know what? I'll see y'all next year, Super Bowl. I don't even know what to really say anymore because, like, I can't sit here and be like, oh, we need this.
Actually, the one thing that we know, Zeke got to go, or he got to be on the bench.
He's got to go.
Because Pollard is better. I'm sorry. I've been saying this since the beginning of the year, and maybe even last year I said it. I don't remember. Fam, Pollard.
He's better. Like, he's lost his ability to find
unless we find out Zeke what'd they say? He had a hurt knee the whole time?
I mean, he's been hurt all season.
Why are you playing him?
He's been hurt all season with the knee and whatnot, but still, it's like, you know what? He can't find the hole like he used to. Like, it's like he sees it, then he tries to jump through it. It's too late. Like, I think he thinks he's still in college. Like, it's something about the way he jump cuts and stuff. It's off. Pollard, he gets the ball, he goes. Pollard dropping passes too and stuff like that. I don't know what was up with him that day. CeeDee Lamb didn't even exist. CeeDee Lamb has a route running problem. Huh? I keep telling people that. He does not know how to run a route. He just wants the ball and the opportunity to catch it. He's a lot like Des Bryant, and people don't realize it. Des Bryant couldn't run no route. Des Bryant was like, just throw me the ball. I just jump in the air and try to fight for it. CeeDee Lamb can run a route. Amari Cooper can run a route like a magician, all right? But they get the ball to him, and I'm like, cool, give it to him again. They do it again, and then they just stop. Schultz is our best option when we need something up the middle, up the seam. They gave it to him twice. That was it. Jarwin, they didn't use, we didn't use any other weapon. We were scared. The entire team was scared. It was a collective of things. Should they fire McCarthy? I'm only want McCarthy fired because, I like to see a relationship with the coach and my players. I like seeing Arians.
No, but see, I already said they shouldn't fire him. I said they should never have hired him. But once you hire him, you stuck. Until you go 6-11, you stuck with him.
I don't think, I'm not one of those people that think McCarthy doesn't do nothing. I think they make these decisions beforehand. He puts too much weight on Dan Quinn. He puts too much weight on Kellen Moore. Now, to me, you have to have a relationship. I don't feel like he got the relationship with anybody on the team. He doesn't talk to a single person on the team. Sometimes you got to walk down to your OCA, buddy. What's up? You got to walk down there and have a chit chat. Sometimes you can't save it all for the locker room. You can make in-game changes right there. You can use your timeout to say, I need to talk. Forget the walkie-talkies and the headsets and stuff. You can go down there and say, hey, you know what? We need to do something better on third down. Hey, Quinn, I worry he's in the box. Talk to him. Talk to Gregory and them. Talk to them. And honestly, he's got to get cut. He's got to sit on the bench. They lost the game for us. It was over with. The Niners scored that first drive. It was over. The game was over at that point because I said our defense isn't that good enough. Our defense is only as good as it starts. Once you start scoring them, it's a wrap. We don't pick it up let's get back into it. We don't do it. We're already done. It was embarrassing. The sneak up the middle, trying to be smarter than you really are. I get it. And it could have worked if you had more time on the clock and maybe if that got down, but you're trying to be too smart. The referee crashing into him. Look, rules are rules, man. I ain't gonna sit here and blame the refs. I ain't got time for all that. Them 14 penalties, that refs didn't do that. You did that. Get these knuckleheads out of here. Yeah. Keep everybody. You know what? Give Dan Quinn whatever he wants, maybe, I guess. But you gotta get him some better people. Kellen Moore, nah, he ain't the guy, buddy. He's not it. He needs a couple more years under his belt, though. He needs to go coach a college team or something.
I don't think I've ever been infatuated with him. I don't know.
Where do you go? Oregon?
No, Boise State.
Boise State.
I just think Dak's really good. I've never looked at it and the same thing with. This is going to go counterpoint to me because I actually would like the Raiders to interview him, and I don't think Brian, what do I want to say? Because I think Brian Daboll is responsible for developing Josh Allen, but I don't think he's responsible for Superman Josh Allen because Josh Allen just has that. It's like Mahomes. Andy Reid is the greatest play designer of all time, but Mahomes got so much special in his body that you don't need to be super fancy because he can do whatever he wants. The same thing with Josh Allen. So that's why I'm saying like Dak. I don't look at what's the name like he created Dak. Maybe he helped develop him a little bit, but like Dak is Dak. Like some of that is on his own.
That Josh Allen, somebody had to have developed him because when Josh Allen was bad, Josh Allen was bad.
Right.
All right.
But what I'm saying is now when you see him run and jump and do whatever, no one created that. That's in his body.
That's just football athleticism and understanding the scenarios you're in and being able to like, I know what I'm doing. There were times with Dak. Dak tries too hard to be Superman and doesn't realize that he got so many weapons around him. It's okay to be Batman. Like, you don't gotta be Superman. And then when it's time to be Superman, he don't know how to do it. There were so many times Dak could have ran. Now, I don't know about his ankle. I don't know about his calf. I know he has like, I'd be a little worried about that too. But there were times where I was like, fam, I need 3 yards. That's it. And then give me 3 more. That's it. Give me 2. Like, we can work our way up the field. If it's not a chunk, then we don't want it. Like, that's just the way it is. And then if it's not a chunk, we go for 1 yard. Fam, I've never understood that. There's only one other team I could think of in the history who runs more wide receiver screens, and that's USC. Wide receiver screens in the NFL, to me, is one of the worst plays of all time. I do not understand a wide receiver screen unless you only need 1 yard. I've never seen anybody turn something into a thing unless it was like, maybe the Chiefs sometimes.
Yeah, you have to have someone like Andy Reid designing the play. I mean,
I can't.
They've scored on wide receiver screens at the goal line before. But that's just how smart he is.
That to me is a goal line play. To me, I don't need. It's 1st and 10 and a wide receiver screen. Like, come on, man. A tight end screen? When did our tight ends become speedsters? Like, what do you think he was going? That's neither here nor there. Cardinals fam.
Well, that was definitely the worst of the weekend. I mean, let me take that back.
Was the worst of the weekend.
I didn't see the Bills. I fell asleep after the first drive of Bills Patriots. Oh. So maybe the Patriots were the worst of the week, and I just don't know it.
Well, but I think it was. But like, I think it was like when it was happening, it was like this is supposed to happen.
Yeah, but I think people aren't surprised that maybe Mac Jones didn't play well, but I think people are surprised that their defense was just completely worthless. I mean, they gave up 47, and the Bills, I don't think they didn't punt once, right? Or kick a field goal or nothing.
They scored the first 7 possessions, so I think it's just a weird feeling seeing Belichick on the sideline and that's happening. Like, regardless, like, the defense wasn't doing nothing, the offense wasn't doing nothing clearly. And actually, the Patriots' first drive, whew, Mac was moving. I was texting home. He's like, yo, Mac is putting it on the line. As soon as he threw that interception in the end zone, that was a wrap.
Okay, that's right.
I mean, he was running. He was doing every single thing that he don't do. And he was hyped. The interception happened. It was downhill from there. And it never went back. And then it's just weird to, like, see Belichick's face on the sideline like this and the score isn't the other way around. Yeah. But, like, I wasn't shocked by that. The Bills are the only team to me that could beat the Chiefs. Period. I don't think any other team could beat the Chiefs. No other team.
Well, the
Rams can't beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, they can.
The Rams cannot beat the Chiefs, dude. The Rams are not that good.
Well, that's the thing.
They're supposed to be.
Yeah, right. Next week, they'll probably play terrible. But if they can survive playing terrible, then guess what? The next week is going to be another explosion.
Who Rams play?
Bucks, I think. It's going to be a good game.
They'll beat the Bucks. Look.
As far as the Cardinals, I've never seen a quarterback in the NFL, and we've seen a lot of bad quarterbacks play that badly.
He was going to cry.
He almost did cry. Or he almost cried when he threw the pick six.
He almost did.
And
they showed him on the sideline. He looked like a little kid when you don't even know which way to go, and you just trying to find somewhere to hide.
I don't even really call it a pick six because it was like here you go. It was like here's a shovel pass for a touchdown. I've never seen a quarterback play worse, especially a quarterback that everyone in the league is talking about. Like in midway through the season, they're like he's the MVP guy. Play that bad. Look, the Rams have very good defensive personnel, but they don't necessarily play well week to week. I mean,
no. Von Miller,
and they had a lot of guys out, like in their secondary. You know, they obviously had their number one corner, but they signed Eric Weddle in the offseason, or I mean, in the off week.
And the Cardinals could have taken advantage of it because there were times Weddle had no idea what he was doing out there.
He's 37, fam. He has no business being in the NFL. So that just shows you how many injuries the Rams have. So clearly they don't have their number one guys out there.
I think Von Miller hadn't had a sack since 2017.
What was Kyler Murray do? I just don't know what he was doing. Like, I don't know if you can blame the coach or
it's not the coach. Now, I will go back. Let me say this though. Kingsbury, he should be fired, but for a different reason. Now, you guys were saying he should never been hired or whatever, and he's always talking about he should be fired. I don't know if you said he should be fired. I would listen to the radio this morning, and they were talking about Texas Tech. Now, everybody was like, he wasn't a good coach at Texas Tech. And now that was based off of, and I only looked at that based off like just the record totality-wise. You look at the record in college football, you can't have it could be a winning record, but a winning record is still a losing record in college football. So then on
the thing where they showed how he finished the season.
Oh my God! All the way from 2015,
1-5, 1-4, 2-6.
It was like in 2015, it was like he lost the last 5 of 6. 2016, he lost the last 7 of 8. I was like, okay, I work in trends, patterns, and series. That's a trend and pattern series. See, now I'm always thinking you guys talk about last year Cardinals and this year Cardinals. The same thing happened. That's not enough for me to be like, all right. All these years of that, he's cursed. There's something wrong. He can't coach that team. Absolutely not. Now, that's another problem I have too. How come he's not saying nothing to Kyler?
The Cardinals had no business hiring him because he didn't have. To me, this is my opinion at the time. I don't know if I said it on the show because I don't know if we were talking about football back then when they hired him, but they had no business hiring him because he didn't prove that he could win in the college level. If you can't prove you can win there I understand you're at Texas Tech and you can't recruit the same kids that Alabama can. But guess what? There's coaches that can go to Oregon State and win and go 10-2. If you can go 10-2 at Oregon State, you should be able to go 10-2 at Texas Tech where there's all kinds of talent in the state of Texas.
That's a fact.
If you can't win in the Big 12 where no one plays defense and everyone plays offense, and you have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback and you can't win, why are you giving that man an NFL job? And that might be where what I was saying about these offensive gurus, the NFL teams are being, you said Cowboys outsmarted themselves when they ran the draw play. I think Cardinals outsmarted themselves when they gave him the job because they were like, look at the Bills, look at Chiefs, look at the Rams, look at 49ers. The guy had zero history of doing anything positive from a winning standpoint, and he had Mahomes. That was my problem years back. Now it's just like things where you like challenge at the wrong time, or you don't go for it on 4th down, or you punt or whatever. Like last night, I said he kicked it deep when they cut it to 31-11. There was still like 8 minutes left, and instead of onsiding, he kicked it deep. If you kick it deep, you're signaling that I'm giving up. You can't put Kyler Murray back in the game. He put Kyler Murray back in the game. He has to be fired.
I looked at it, and I think I put it in the thread. I was like, I wish they treat quarterbacks in certain situations like pitchers. Like,
yeah.
I feel like at that time, clearly something was off with Kyler. Like, and people have talked about this before. I don't think I've ever really paid attention to him when he played bad. Like, they're like, he's always pouty, he's always whatever. I've never really paid that much attention to him in bad situations. You gotta call timeout and run on the field. Hey, man, are you good? Like, can you do this today? Like, it's okay if you can't today. Now, he would never say he couldn't. I mean, what person would? You're an athlete of competition. But sometimes a simple conversation in game, something needed to happen. Like, Kyler looked stressed. Like, I'm talking his face. Like, it looked stressed. Kyler had, 6 rushing yards? 14? Like, he didn't even run. Like, he wasn't even running for his life like he usually does. Like, even when he's running and it's bad.
Fell over on his own.
I was like, how did he grab your legs? His feet. Like, I think Von Miller just grabbed his feet. I was like, your feet move at 1,000 miles an hour. But today, they got the hands of gods and they just grabbed your ankles and you just fell on the ground. He didn't even try to run. He was trying so hard not to be bad, Kyler, that he ended up being worse.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback hold on to the ball. Like, I don't think I've seen a quarterback have less pocket awareness than he did in that game. And I don't only mean the end zone play. Yeah. He did that in the entire game, no matter where they were on the field.
He couldn't climb the pocket correctly.
Yeah, you can't hold the ball that long in this league. No. It either has to be out immediately, or if you're first, like, Now, we don't know what the play call was. Andy says something about long developing plays, but here's my thing. If you're not taking a 7-step drop, if you're taking a 3 or a 5-step drop, it can't be a long developing play. It has to be something that's a quick hitter or, like a 10-yard, 15-yard route. You have to get off that first receiver immediately if it's a 3-step drop. And you watch Brady or you watch Burrow against the Raiders, if that first option's not there, they look almost instantly to the next one, and then at that point, they throw it away. How many passes does Tom Brady – now, Tom Brady gets away with a lot more in terms of grounding and shit like that from the referees, but he also is a lot smarter than – if he knows his guy is covered by the sideline, he'll throw it in the 10th row, but guess what? The refs are like, oh, yeah, the receiver was in the area.
Brady, I noticed that really well with Brady. Like, he looked at one, looked at the next one. Quick. It was quick.
Yeah.
Kyler will climb the pocket, and – Kyler all season, climb it. If you had nothing to let go of the ball, he would run. He would climb it and then would still be holding the ball and still running around. I'm like, you are not going to survive with this talent that's on this field that's surrounding you. Like, it isn't. It ain't not the Brown. That's another one that eats you up. But you can't hang in that pocket too long on that team. Like, I don't understand. Maybe it could have been play calling. Maybe they weren't running enough slants or enough short routes or enough like that.
I mean, not having Hopkins obviously hurt them, but still, I mean, Ertz is a really good tight end. I mean he's open almost every play.
Year. I don't understand why you can't. AJ Green, look, he's been doing really good this year as a number 2. Once Hopkins got hurt, he has not been doing good as a number 1.
He's not a 1 anymore. He's old.
But the passes.
Leo Jones didn't score his first TD of the season until week 18.
The last week. But the passes, the targets they threw to AJ Green were good targets. AJ Green was open. Some of them got a little tangled up. Some of them fell short. It was just bad in that moment. But
he
should have
caught that one pass. And he didn't get hit that hard to drop that.
And
ball.
Also, most of them were just all deep passes. They can't be you gotta look, all of our teams are out now, so I mean, it doesn't matter. A few of my homies are Niners fans.
The only thing I can think of is maybe the Rams' defensive line is taller than other defensive lines. I mean,
They're monsters.
It's inexplicable why the ball's not out and why he's just holding in the pocket. That was another thing about the Eagles game. Jalen Hurts was running out of clean pockets and wasn't seeing guys when they're wide open. And I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan, and I'm like, fam, this isn't your first rodeo. It might be your first playoff game, but you have a guy running a post who, if you just lay it out there, it's 6.
He didn't even see them open.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Other ways. I was
your guy's running wide open across the middle, and the pocket's clean, and you're like, oh, I'm going to run out this way. What are you doing? So it was Kyler was almost kind of the opposite of that in terms of holding the ball too long, and he didn't move. He just kind of fell down on his own. But Hurts and Kyler were so disappointing to me that both of those guys played that poorly.
I don't even know if they even tried to get Smith the ball. I can't even remember a Smith catch.
Not until the end. But that's the thing is once they threw it to him a couple times in a row, he was wide open every time. Now maybe the Bucks were playing. I don't think so.
Was it on his arm?
His elbow or something. Oh. Yeah, he might have strained his elbow, but I think it was earlier in the season.
Oh, I was
but
damn.
They showed him late in the game. He got a couple catches. Maybe it was a defensive change from the Bucks, but he was wide open every play. You talk about someone who's a good route runner, nobody can cover that guy 1-on-1.
Well, that's that. Let's do picks, fam, and go home because I gotta pee them. What's the first game, famo?
All right, let's see here.
Every single home team won except the Cowboys, FYI. Home field advantage is just me, man.
First game is Bengals at Titans.
I'm going Bengals.
Well, supposedly Derrick Henry might be back.
Nah, Bengals.
I'm going to say if Derrick Henry's back, Titans win. If he's not back, Bengals win. And I'm sure the Titans will win either way because they do it with pixie dust and mystery.
Weird things.
Second game.
They should have a Super Bowl, honestly. They just win, except when they need to. All right, what was that game? Spurs and Seahawks?
49ers at Packers. I'm gonna pick Packers just because they're undefeated at home this year, and it's colder than it will ever be in terms of the time of year for a football game, except maybe next Sunday when they play again at home, in my opinion. But I think the Niners cover the 6 points. It's saying 6 right now. I saw 4.5 yesterday, and I would have bet the Niners at 4.5. But the Packers are notorious for allowing teams to come back at the end of the game for no reason whatsoever.
I'm gonna go Packers because I feel like this is it for the Packers. Like, you know, we could talk about
might go somewhere else.
You know, we could talk about the Packers over the last 10 plus years too, having like rosters enough to get them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and win Super Bowls.
Packers have had a bunch of teams that have been like 13-3, 14-2, 12-4.
I mean, they've been to the last how many NFC championships or whatever? Mm-hmm. They've been like the last 4 or 5, something like that. They lost all of them. So, I mean, this is it. So, I mean, you might as well get your money's worth out of Aaron Rodgers before he goes to Broncos or Raiders or whoever he wants to go to. So, I'm gonna go Packers. What's next?
Yeah, I think Packers they're undefeated at home. The Niners do run the ball well, so I mean,
that undefeated at home would mean something to me, but it's the Packers, man. I just got a weird feeling though.
Well, if they were playing another cold weather team, I would say it doesn't matter, but like the California team,
well, I mean, Buccaneers went in there, a Florida team went in the last year, went in there and slapped.
Yeah, but Brady plays. The quarterback's always the biggest guy. So if your quarterback's from a cold weather city and used to it, then Rams at Buccaneers on Sunday. First two Saturday, 2 Sunday.
I thought it was in L.A.
Nah. Bucks favored by 3. So basically, toss-up game if it was on a neutral field.
I'm going to go Rams only because like 2 or 3 offensive linemen got hurt in the Bucks game, and I think 2 of them are Pro Bowlers.
Oh, really?
So one of them was in a walking boot. So and Brady was taking some hits, and I was like, I know Brady got to be mad, bro. He was taking some big hits.
He had no business being in the game when it was like 38-3 or whatever. They had him in the game till the end.
Crazy hits. I was like, whoa. I'm gonna go Rams because. Just because, I mean, they were killing the Buccaneers, and I was in L.A. Buccaneers, I mean, you look at the score, it wasn't
40-something to 25 or something? 48-25 or 41-25? It was like
38-25 or something, 38-26, I think. I'm going to go Rams.
I've refused to pick against Tom Brady. I'll be comfortable picking against Tom Brady if he has to go playing, and even though they won last year in Lambeau, I think I would be comfortable picking him to lose. But home against the Rams,
I don't want to pick against Tom Brady, but like when Mahomes lost his offensive lineman in the Super Bowl, he looked dramatically different against a good team. And I feel like
dust in the wind.
I feel like if they don't get at least 1 or 2 of those back that got hurt, then he's gonna be.
Oh yeah, that backup right tackle was whack.
He's gonna get washed up.
Well, they'll get someone during the bye week, or not the bye week, but during the week to come in there and play that right tackle.
They better figure something out. What's next?
Bills at Chiefs.
Bills.
I actually like the under in this game, which is probably contrary to what most people think, but I think I don't think there's a way to get this game right. You just have to throw a dart. It's a coin toss to me. I'm going to pick Bills, because I think I was going to say the Bills are playing better right now, but maybe that's not true. Maybe the Chiefs are playing well, too, because the Chiefs destroyed Steelers.
You can't really measure how good the Chiefs are this week against the Steelers. Like, you just can't. Like, so I can't tell you if, like, they're firing on all pistons, whatever them sayings are. But yeah, firing on stuff. But boy, them Bills look scary, boy. They were good. Every single player on the field was good.
They can definitely run the ball better than the Chiefs can. It's just with the Chiefs, you always have the threat of, like against the Steelers, the Chiefs didn't score until like midway through the second quarter. But then they scored twice more before halftime. So it's like they go on crazy runs where they can just hit you with a 70-yard touchdown and this and that. And obviously the Bills can too. They got really good, receiving core and decent running back. And then Josh Allen, like he could run for 100 on his own. I'm going to say Bills, I think, but I'm not confident in that. I actually feel pretty confident about the under, which might be a bad thing, but people see the Chiefs and they're just immediately assume the over is going to hit. So
they were asking today, has Josh Allen surpassed Mahomes, which is a stupid question because he doesn't have a Super Bowl appearance or a Super Bowl.
You can't do that without any wins. That's
if he plays like
the only
that,
reason they're saying that is because they scored 47 points on the Patriots.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't think I ain't seen a quarterback like Kyler play that bad, and I don't know if I've seen a quarterback play that like flawless.
Sam, you know what stat came out after this weekend's games, and it was the most quiet statistic in history? Patrick Mahomes just had the first 400-yard, 5-touchdown, 10 incompletion or less game in postseason history. And people are asking if Josh Allen passed him.
I mean, shoot, I think everybody probably thought he already owned that. He owned everything.
400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and less than 10 incompletions. The only man in history. Now, people have done it in the regular season, but he was the first one to do it in the playoffs.
That was a lot of first things in the playoffs. What was that? The shortest interception touchdown?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, Kyler got a lot of... Fam, when the first meme that comes out is you in a baseball uniform after your game... Something is wrong.
Say he was at the AA. What's the AAA? What's the Rattlers? The Diamondbacks team? What they call sidewinders?
Yeah,
Tucson. He was at the sidewinders. He was throwing some pitches.
that pick six looked like he was trying to throw it to first when slipping and falling down.
He looked like a guy that was like, I could do this. I'm a quarterback.
Yes, the little trick.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball. What's next? That's it?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know if I feel sorry for him. Like,
I don't feel sorry.
You're a grown man, millionaire. Like, get your head together. No, what's wrong with you? That's what I wanted to say. Like, grab him by the face mask and treat him like a little. Now, you talking about like coaches should like grab somebody's face mask and shake their head or whatever? That Kyler is definitely someone you should do that to.
I mean, I felt
he
like
looks
that.
like a child out there.
Sometimes you got to do that. I don't understand when that faded away. Huh? That used to be a thing in football.
Well, Bobby Knight like choked someone in practice. So probably when that happened.
Different, but there was NFL players in the 90s, they'd grab the face mask and get in their face and have a chat with them. Like, they was like, doing all that wild stuff. It's been a while. Anyways, all right. Appreciate Jay coming on. Appreciate George coming on.
Yes.
I'm going home to lay down. I am not going to work tomorrow. That is the sneak this. Pow, 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 pow.